Everybody's gonna be like, "What the heck's going on?"
All right, you're live.
You're live.
Where all the people at? We're catching trophy steelhead.
Awkward
Get
start.
them every day. Like
20 pounders?
yeah, effortless. Like I'm getting kind of tired of it.
I know. Are your arms tired yet?
Well, yeah, that's the thing is that they take so long to
live,
reel
right?
in. I'd rather just catch like 2 6-pounders.
We're live with the awkward start.
Yeah, that's way awkward.
Oh, we are live. We are live. And there's 2 of you watching. I guess we should just quit right now.
And 2 people.
We're leaving. Oh, there we go.
What's up, guys?
Oh, no one commented with first. I see a bunch of hays. What's up, boys and girls? Oh, there. Okay, there's everybody. Hi, guys.
Damn it.
What's going on? You guys know the drill. If you guys are just tuning in, you're with us live. Be sure to tell us where you're tuning in from. We'll get a prize pack going. Nope, Zach H, you're not first.
Where do we even have that here?
You guys are not first. But there's a bunch of you tuning in now. Holy smokes, it needs to update. Anyways, guys, you guys know the drill. Be sure to tune in and share it to your buddies and shoot. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Really like that. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
Michigan.
Huge sportsman show update. Trophy steelhead. It sounds like everybody in the world is steelheading these last couple days. Don't blame them one bit.
Must be nice.
It's been fun. sorry to the guys that had to work and now they get to sit on Facebook and look at all the people that have been real quiet for like the last 3.5 weeks just posting like crazy.
That's been me, but it's all right. I had my good days.
Yeah, but you fished in high water.
Yeah, I got him in the high water.
You were getting them in high water when everyone was like, it's too hot.
So it's not so bad on me, but I still wanted to fish. I almost left work today.
Yeah.
That was close.
Dude, I think a lot of... Dude, I can tell you even like one of the rivers I fish, which usually nobody fishes, it was busy. Like, it was... I mean, and I don't blame people. It's just...
That's one of the
It's
things
so nice out!
That's one of the things that kept me from going was I was seeing pictures throughout the week now on weekdays where parking lots were completely 100% full, and I was like, maybe I will. I'll just save the days.
Dude, it's been raining for 3.5 weeks.
Springers are being caught, so go get springers.
Yeah, go get springers.
Go get those springers.
Literally, that's all this live feed's going to be about. Is talking about springers.
Go get those springers.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to share this, guys, out. If you're on YouTube, get off that chat for a half second and just give it a thumbs up. Or give it a thumbs down, because honestly, if you're a hater and you're watching and you thumbs down it, it still means an interaction. So be sure to do that for us, because we really appreciate it. Also, make sure that if you guys are on Facebook, share it out to the groups. Do all that. I just clicked. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Already
started.
I went like this
Did we get
twice.
the click counter going?
Oh, sorry. No, we're not going to do that. I live in Washington, not DC. No, Leo, we are based out of Washington State. And 838 Bev, that's a great super chat.
Like, hope that goes smooth for you.
I mean, I hear ya. That's probably what half these people are doing right now. They're watching Facebook stuff, right?
I hope. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah. But if you guys are wondering where Jordan and Marlon are, they are rushing off the river. They will be here just in a little bit, but they figure we get things kind of tuned up and started. We're going to be talking, obviously, just some steelhead stuff, a lot of sportsmanship show stuff. Now that we've got that kind of behind us, we're going to breathe a sigh of relief. What are you doing?
I'm going to start putting something together.
He's going to get the prize pack together. So
grab something really good.
Here, so.
Grab something really good that we definitely get in trouble.
Grab some stuff. What do you
Clicks
want?
again. That's
Like
funny,
Christmas
Ruby.
out here.
That's funny, Rubes.
Give me a Ruby.
Update for the Southern Bash. So let's talk about bashes, guys. So February 20th, we will be at Sportsman's Warehouse in Vancouver, talking steelhead. And on the 27th, we'll be at the Sportsman's Warehouse in Roseburg.
I believe it's Roseburg. And you guys better come out too, because we always get flack for not coming down south.
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
finally coming down south. So if you guys are down south, you better be there.
Tell you what. No, for how many times we've heard that over the last 3 years. Why aren't you coming down
We
south?
get drilled about it, and so now we finally 2 bashes coming down your guys' way. You better be there.
Let's see here. Yeah, so that's the Oregon Bash for you guys. It's a free for all in Marlin's garage, bud. Yeah, no kidding. I think we got a bunch of rods. We got some X rods. Look at that, some reels.
Oh, really?
Let's maybe give one of those away. If we get up to 1,000 viewers.
That's
We'll
awesome.
give an X
Pacific
rod away.
Northwest Stricklands. Thanks for coming out and seeing us.
Yeah. So maybe the question will be, How many people came and saw us like at the Sportsman Show? What do you think?
I think the question should be, how many people are new?
You're not giving away that hat.
Oh yeah. No.
Somebody has worn that hat.
Why is it in here?
Are you kidding me?
One.
We're gonna have a killer.
Who wants to use that? It was worn by Cameron.
No, it wasn't worn by
What
me.
the question should be is
Okay.
we met so many new people at the Sportsman Show.
Okay.
I'm interested to see how many people watching the live feed tonight, this is their first time joining after hearing about us or learning about us from the Sportsman Show.
So, if you came to the Sportsman Show and you're just tuning in right now, we're going to be talking a lot of Steelhead tonight, a lot of Sportsman Show updates. Got some really cool stuff. We'll talk some addicted floats here in just a minute. And I'll tell you what, if we, here's the question, guys. If you had not heard about Addicted and you saw it at the Sportsman Show and you're tuning in tonight, let me know. Just say first time. And if you are a regular, say you're a regular. And yeah, other than that, or if you saw us at the show, does that work, Clint?
Yeah.
Talk to me on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. No, Clint has not planted his pineapple. Well, he might have
didn't
planted
plant it?
He might have
Well, I
planted
planted
it
the
some.
seed.
He might have planted it somewhere, but
Oh,
oh no, Jeff. Yeah, I think Jeff obviously he was the guy that walked in with the top of a pineapple
And gave it to me.
and gave it to him at the Sportsman Show.
Rob, that boat.
All right, we got a lot of regulars tuning in there.
That boat won't be given away.
Yeah, Brian
till the end of all
Shevchuk,
of
just
our
because you
batches.
said your first time, which you're a liar. Yeah, lying doesn't get it either. Lots of regulars. Yep.
Which that's expected. But
OG, yes, Richard.
First time
OGs.
live.
Yeah, wait,
Welcome,
first time.
Frederick.
Where's the first time live?
Frederick Green.
Frederick, awesome. Thanks for joining in, guys. First timer, John Barton. Heck yeah,
Awesome.
lots of regulars. First time, Matthew. I didn't catch that last one. That's all right. We saw you there.
Thanks, Joe.
Like I said, just because you're
Appreciate
first
support,
doesn't
man.
mean just because it doesn't mean everyone who answers the question is in the random drawing. We're gonna do that there. And that, what is the random drawing? Crap! I got some great stuff here. We got a pack of our addicted steelhead worms. We got the orange blacktail, peachy blacktail. I'll tell you what, guys. Water's been kind of high, even though it's been clearing. It's been a good time to use worms, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, we're
Got a
getting more
Gerber
rain.
hat. And a pack of the Dave's Tangle Free Steelhead pack, which includes the quarter, third, half ounce, and some snap swivels. So if you're a bobber dogger, if you guys watch some of those tutorials we have on the page, you can check those out. But that's the first prize pack we're giving away. And maybe we'll try to give away something else before Marlon and Jordan get in here just for fun. Just because I
for
like
fun?
giving Marlon stuff away. Yeah, Matthew Nachtingall. There it was. There it was. I thought it was Nightingale. That's not your last name, but you know. Yeah, let's see here, guys. Let's see here, regulars.
Giving away these
regulars.
days.
Lots of regulars. I did see a few first timers.
Yeah, I'm trying to stick all the first timers up.
Oh, David Davis, heard about you from Colt. Yep, awesome. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to talk some steelhead tonight. You know, just a little like roundabout. Dario Lopez, yes sir. Thank you for tuning in. You guys, if you guys have a chance while we're selecting the winner here. Oh, Francis, a freaking? I don't know.
Freaking?
A freaking?
A freaking?
Frickin'? So I am butchering that. I know I am. I apologize. Let's see here. Up north, and it was super colored summer. Bummer, but at least they exist. Awesome. Good job, Pony. Let's see here. Billy Morales, first time. Thank you. Michael Thomas. Shut up. So I got to remember my first time. Was it a magical moment? Were we talking spring Chinook? Trout? Were we talking twitching coho?
Were you
Did
satisfied?
we have a special guest?
Oh, super chat.
Oh! Wait, it's from Addicted Fishing. You
What?
guys are so hot.
Wow.
Okay.
Who's
girlfriend got a hold of their phone?
Right.
That's what I want to know.
Hope not.
Well, we thank you anyways. I hope it's Jordan saying that.
Oh my god. It probably is.
All right, let's select the winner so we can move on, talk some steelhead. I'm going to give you guys a really good float update because I just want to get that out of the way. And then we're going to give you guys a sportsman show update. And then
We'll
we're
do
going
the
to talk.
Sportsman Show update. They're still going. So give them.
They're still going, or are you
give them-
just trying to select?
No, they're still going.
Okay,
so
we'll
give
keep
them
on
time.
going. You
Talk
guys should
about the
come
show.
to the Blank River in Chilliwack. I agree. Mario Rico, first timer. Moses Milliman. Yep. What's up, Peter? Let's see here.
Oh, little.
Hot off the river.
Ooh.
You mean you guys don't limit out by like 8 a.m. and just go home and take a nap?
I don't know what's on that river.
Wow, I thought you guys were
man.
Oh, that was a long day.
Anthony
Dinner
Yon,
champions.
go with the
Pretzels?
TCB.
good.
That
Man.
hydro float's kind of a. It's good if you fish like twice a year.
As soon as that coating gets off of that, that's done. It is so brittle.
Yep.
I'm good on all
Hi,
that.
everybody.
All right. What's up?
What are we talking about tonight?
So we're getting everybody who, if they came and they saw us at the Sportsman Show. So you weren't the guy who did the super chat then? You didn't give me $10 and
Probably
tell me I'm so
Marlon.
hot?
There's a Jordan Canadian.
No.
No, it was from the. It was an admin. We'll figure it out. Anyways, we asked
It was
people if
Justin.
this is the first time they're tuning in because they met us at the Sportsman Show. And if they're tuning in to let us know, or if they're a regular. Obviously, lots of regulars. Yep. We're gonna talk floats. Hi from Idaho. Timothy Kraut says, "What up, Jordan?"
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
How many floats did Jordan
How many
find
floats
today?
did you find today?
3.
3? Really, straight up?
Yeah, I found 3. They were all
How
the
many did you
right
lose?
size. None.
No.
Yeah.
Were they
None?
from a-
We're in the river giveth today, everybody.
Right? Didn't take it?
Yeah.
No takings from the river.
Man, this thing seems empty because we had it at the Sportsman Show.
Oh, I know. We had
Where's
all,
all the
that
clutter?
stuff
Right?
on it. And it was we actually cleaned it off. We do it once a year, usually about early February when
We're
that
missing
Sportsman
all those
show
people in
happens.
front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Those pretzels are the best.
They really are.
pretty
They're dinner
darn
tonight.
good.
Because as I drove here from the river
Chris
as fast
Cohan,
as I
a
could.
full-time regular. I need a new podcast to listen to, fellas. Yes,
Ooh.
Chris, I agree. But obviously last week we didn't record. You got that one out before the Sportsman Show, right?
I don't do that. I record them. I don't stick them out anymore.
Are you sick?
Yes.
Great.
Are you dumb?
No.
Where's your
That would also be a solid yes.
This is
Solid yes.
Yes.
Solid yes.
Get a
Can
Corona.
That's a hard. That's a Texas size 10-4 there, buddy.
Yeah, you can confirm. All right, let's pick a winner. Let's get on with it.
Clint, you're fired.
What are we talking about tonight?
Steelhead, but we're gonna do like a bunch of Sportsman Show
Said-
updates. We got a lot. We missed you guys last week. I mean, I'm sure you guys tuned into a bunch of the live feeds at the Sportsman shows. And holy smokes!
All right,
Beat.
here comes your winner.
Winner. Let's see what we got.
Oh, squid.
435. Squid. Hey, Squid. You need to email orders@addicted.fishing to claim your prize. Be sure to tell them that you want a Gerber hat, a pack of addicted worms, and a Steelhead pack of Dave's Tangle Free.
And make sure to put all your contact
Oliver
info in
Bucky.
though. You gotta put
no
your
kidding.
address
Yeah,
and all
send
that.
An address. We don't know where we're sending.
We
this
get a
stuff.
lot of people that just message and they're like, "Yeah, we won some stuff, but don't even give us the address or anything." So make sure you
Orders@addicted.
get all that information in there if you want what you want.
Yep. So, let's where'd
Dive right
you
into
just
it.
come from?
I came from the coast.
Why?
A long drive.
Why?
Why from the coast?
Why'd you drive back? Why didn't you just stay there?
I probably should have, honestly. Because I came for all these wonderful people.
That's awesome.
We gotta
Thanks,
talk.
man.
We
Thanks.
gotta talk.
Scary.
We can't miss it.
That's us.
We
Caring.
can't miss these.
Care.
No, right? We could just say, hey, I'm gonna go fishing again tomorrow. I gotta drive right back down there too. So,
Oh.
but tomorrow's
that
another day,
far.
and I'll probably be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What'd you find? Some fish?
Yeah.
Did you find
it's a
any
good day.
fish? Is there
Yeah.
any fish in the water?
There's fish in
The
these
water.
2 states that we live nearby.
Or in?
Yeah.
And they are
I don't know which one that
scattered
is,
out
though.
everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Oh, no, actually, before you got here, people were asking if we were Washington D.C. And I said no, we were Washington State.
No, we're Maine.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe have a lot more syrup around, I think.
Be chugging
I
bottles.
think besides a
syrup.
few rivers,
Yeah.
you can pretty much just
Oh,
choose
yeah.
one right now and have
Yeah.
a good chance at
No,
catching
I think
fish.
I can't think of a river that probably didn't fish today.
There's definitely fish.
There was a lot of
No,
pressure
I mean-
though. I was surprised by how many people were around.
Yeah,
a lot of
before
the
you got
spots.
in here too, I said that. It's like we ran into a lot of people today.
A
where I
lot of
usually
people
don't.
took some time off today to go down and hit the river.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
which I don't blame them.
No.
Just about everybody I talked to,
Yep.
top to bottom, Oregon, through Washington. Seems like if you went fishing today, you might have got into one or two, even if it went after work. So it's a really cool thing to see, especially coming off a week of all of us with our hands tied behind our back talking about fishing.
And now we actually get to go do it.
Yeah, and we
instead
actually
of just
did
sit
it
behind
too.
our keyboards and just talk about
We got
it.
to go
Right.
catch a couple
It's kinda
fish.
cool.
So it
Imagine
is
that.
full-fledged winter steelhead season right now. Just about everything's working. You know, it's good.
Oh, it's warm out. It's nice. It's not freezing yet either.
The bird, it's
Oh,
tripping me
Haul
out
them
every
back.
day.
Get at us, dude.
I've even noticed.
Haul them
the
back
trees have
outdoors.
started,
Get a hold of
I
us.
saw a
The
buddy.
frogs
What's up,
are
dude? We
broken.
want to come.
All bloomed out.
What's up now?
Haul them back outdoors. Wants to come to Ohio.
What is
Let's
it?
do it.
Yes.
What do you catch in Ohio?
Dude, I agree.
I don't even care what it is. Let's fish it.
Hey,
Big Lake Run rainbows is what they call
Lake
it.
Run
In Ohio?
rainbows.
Dialed.
Spider Airsoft needs some good Oregon bass fishing lakes. I don't know any good Oregon bass
We don't
fishing
talk-
lakes.
Either do I. Everybody
Lake
that I
or
know
river names,
fishes
guys.
I
that
mean,
big
any-
river that leads right through,
Yeah.
and that's where they get all their smallmouth, and there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
A lot
What's
of ones,
up, Tony Hernandez? There you go. Thanks for watching.
Tony Fernandez.
Yeah.
There you go. But no, I mean, other than like the Columbia and the Willamette, which we talked about because they're huge. I mean, there's a lot of bass fishing in there, and that's kind of all I really know. As far as
90% of the
Oregon.
best bass fishing, it's kind of countrywide. I mean, in the U.S., 90% of the best bass fishing I know of in Oregon is all private. You say rivers, that's about like public wise, but like if
Yeah.
you could find somebody's
Gotta find
farm
those
or
farm
somebody,
ponds.
like they got
Yeah.
just those big largemouth or big gravel pits. Wherever you see those gravel pits, if you can get access to them, they're mandated to stock X amount of fish in those big pits when they dig those gravel mines out and stuff. So
Yeah, so
Right.
since Kevin Gray
All the way
saying
up the
he knows
Willamette
Bass
Valley.
Lake, he
Trading
may or may not work for the ODFW, might not know a thing or two about that. So maybe message him.
Jordan looks like a mountain man.
Yep.
No, I'm gonna sit on this side so I can eat
Migrating
my pretzels.
rainbows, exactly.
You're
Carl,
supposed
exactly.
to leave those over here.
Migrating rainbows. Yep. Whoa, Ken, come on, man! Don't be blowing that kind of crap up, dude.
What happened?
Oh, he just said a bunch of river names and stuff, but
Oh, how dare you.
I know.
Hey, thanks for coming to the live feed.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We're all just
You
gonna
just
get,
eat
is
a
this-
bowl of
is
spaghetti
this
and
just
comes and steals your
eats
pretzels.
Jordan
The problem, and his sick hands even.
Yeah. You're for sure.
And now you're
You're
gonna
done
get
for.
coronavirus, which is not actually funny.
Oh shit,
But
those
that's
are
pretty-
My
nasty.
immune system is strong as an ox.
those are money.
Those are butter pretzels.
The problem with
You gotta
the
talk.
problem with the Dodds pretzels though is you can't stop once you start. It's like Pringles. Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
So Dots, if you're watching,
That's true fact.
Dots Pro Staff.
Dots Pro Staff.
Those are dialed.
Yeah.
Once you rip, your hand keep dip.
Oh my god.
That came up really fast.
Let's see here.
So we're talking trophy fish, right? It's that time of year. Have we not seen any size?
Yeah,
or
we've
anything?
seen. Yeah, but
Not really.
I was gonna
Me.
say, I'm like, I've seen lots of pictures of trophies. I haven't tugged anything that was.
That's what I was curious because I've seen
Not
some
in
decent
that
sized
stuff.
fish, you know, around the realm of
Even
Yeah,
the ones of
sciencey places, and I was just wondering if you guys were bumping into anything with a little chunkiness to it.
No, I've
No.
only hit mid-teens. That's it.
I didn't even hit that. I
What's
got,
up,
I got
Northwest
mopped up.
Slayers?
I got mopped up by one like 3 days ago before I could hand it to a client, but it was on a bead and it like one of those ones like, oh my ball rode down and I was just like, I guess I'm rusty, and I gotta like reel on it. I'm like, oh, I think it's the bottom, and then like it was like just slack, and then that fish like whoom swirled, and then I reeled up to him, went whooping, gone. Like didn't break it, but just spit it.
he whoopinged ya.
What, pinked him?
Yeah,
Frickin'
that
whooping.
the fish won.
Frickin' whoopinged him.
That fish did win. But yeah, I mean, I've been finding some fish on beads, jigs, warp. It's been kind of a, I don't know, hodgepodge kind of a thing. But maybe that's why I haven't caught any big fish because big fish don't bite beads.
You just got these big ones.
Never.
That's a lie.
Oh, 22 mil.
25. I hear.
25.
Yeah.
yeah.
We never did rig up the bouncy ball.
Right? I'm sure where you were at seen plenty of bouncy balls. Plenty of anal
No,
beads
the
last
ones
few
from
days.
the ones from the Sportsman Show. They have these big
Oh.
these big tennis balls, and I wanted to, while we were at the show, to do a tutorial on how to rig a
As a
200
bobber.
a 200 mil bead. Yeah.
What you need is a gaff.
Yep.
Like my pants are
Oh,
Buy some
buy
more.
some more dots, boys. Several 20-pounders caught in the Midwest this winter.
Oh, great idea.
I like that.
That's
Yeah.
the next video on dots. Why didn't Pop-Off or Marlon think of that?
Run it.
Pop-Off should have as a
Catch one on
beat.
dots?
Yes.
He just says buy some more dots. He
Isn't
doesn't say
that your
catch one on
pretzels?
dots.
Huh?
Isn't that your pretzels?
What?
No.
I mean, it could be like an earthworm.
The sphincter says what?
What?
You're such an idiot.
Exactly.
I seen that video today.
I can't believe that worked.
Oh, walked right into it.
This guy like
Oh,
flies planes and is probably the
God.
smartest guy here. And yeah, didn't.
It has
work
FBI friends. And
Hey,
Didn't
hey.
really work for you. What are you doing?
what was
And
that?
then he broke the camera.
No, that's the
Oh,
side
hi,
panel
little.
on the ground.
Come on. Come on,
Oh
little.
boy.
Come on.
Addicted floats. Let's talk addicted floats, guys. So here's the deal.
Say hi, everybody.
We put them out. Some paint chipped on them, and we brought them back. There we go. At the end of the day, they obviously sold out within like hours. They're balsa, right? And balsa's tougher to use, but there's a reason why high-end floats use balsa. They sink well, they float well, they've got the right dip, fish grabs them. Regardless, we've gotten basically. I don't paint the floats. Like we don't paint. Do you paint the floats?
No.
Okay, so we don't paint the damn floats. The problem is the company that does has orders to other retailers, like some of them like the largest in the world, wink wink, that have ordered so freaking many of them that unless they're right, they can't go out. And we never said that anytime something's not right, we would not put it out. And we are sticking to that. They pulled them. So February 20th is the new release. They're working on it. It'll be perfect, which
Yeah.
is great, which is like, I would expect you guys would understand that. If I was painting them or making them or doing anything, like, right?
No, but
Yeah.
Marlon made the call, right? It was Marlon that pulled them because they got
Well, yeah,
the
well-
addicted name on it, so he
Right.
did what was
No,
right,
they
right?
weren't, yeah. So
I mean, at the end of the day, it'd be great
if
to
you
sell.
if you got one of those floats and they chip, you're gonna see something really cool coming out about those because you guys were the first ones that supported us. You're gonna see something really neat coming out on that really soon. But regardless, guys, like, you know, unfortunately, it sucks. Like, I don't think we'll ever talk about a product we have coming out again until it is like pretty darn close to going out. But you know what? Like I said, at the end of the day, we're new to the float game. We want it to be perfect. Every float we sell is a bonus. We appreciate you guys coming out and buying the 2,000 that literally went out like that, and we'll get them to you. We're doing everything we can. That's all I gotta say. Except for Jesse. That
Jesse.
was really rude. and you know, me too. So, you know, let's be honest.
A little.
Yeah, so with that said, you know what? We're going to do it right. And because, like I said, they can't put out, like, I mean, literally some of these orders that they're getting from some of the larger retailers are insane for next year. And they can't even they can't even go out with like a 2% fail rate, guys. So let's just be honest.
You gotta make it right.
You got to make it
What
right.
we-
At the end of the
what we
day,
do.
the balance of them, the material's right. Like, I mean, shoot, I caught plenty of fish on them the last 3 days. Let me tell you that. Just fine. So the functionality of them is like spot on, perfect. But they're just not aesthetically perfect.
Right.
You want to add to that? Did you catch any of them
You
on the
pretty
bank?
much took it all.
Yeah,
No.
I'm good at that.
No, I couldn't find any on the bank, so I didn't use any.
Yeah. So you know what? Like I said, so that's the update, guys. Like I said, it's a learning process. You know, we don't. Fortunately for us, we don't need to sell bobbers. You know what I mean? At the same time, we do that for you guys. So it's just kind of a, you know, it's just we're kind of rocking.
It's a work
So,
in progress.
Yeah.
It always
I mean,
is.
at the end of the day,
we
it's
don't need to sell them, but we want to fish them.
yeah, exactly.
We
don't
want
need-
to make them so we can
exactly.
fish
We
them.
don't need to sell them, but we want to fish them, which is why we end up making half the stuff we make. Is because we want to fish certain colors, we want to fish certain patterns, we want to fish certain products that function a certain way. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Yep.
once
yep.
they are out, everybody will be happy, and we'll never talk about this again.
Right. Oh, Tommy, there's actually a couple other floats in the mix. We're not going to talk about what they are and when they're coming out or anything at all.
Right.
But rest assured, you'll be impressed. Yep. Yeah, Anthony, I agree. There's definitely some. So, wait, they don't answer our questions, Jacob. What question was that? I want to know. I didn't see his question. I was kind of talking, and there's so many comments going through.
I'm trying to
You
find
guys
it.
did a great job at the sportsman show. Oh, look who it is! About time you showed us up. Oh, jeez.
God, you're loud.
Oh, wow. He had
First
time.
2 seconds in here, I'm already in the win.
Marlando.
Nice to be here.
Hey, Marlon, get in here and give me some bash details. Roseburg, Sportsman's Warehouse, Roseburg. The 27th, correct?
Yes.
Finalized.
27th.
February 27th, the Sportsman's Warehouse in Roseburg will be the bash. Just wanted to confirm.
February 20th, Vancouver.
February 20th, Vancouver, Washington, Sportsman's Warehouse.
We will have the flyers out tomorrow.
Next week.
Flyers will be out supposedly tomorrow, which for addicted time means next week. Just kidding.
No, I mean the 20th is next week. Like.
Oh, 20th is
The
next
bash
week.
is
Oh,
next
yeah.
week. Holy
Damn,
cow.
20th is next week.
They roll it fast. Man.
Holy cripes. We just got done with the Sportsman show. It's unfair.
Non-stop.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and 20th looking like the float still?
New samples got mailed to me today.
Okay, so we got to give the final. Okay, perfect.
No, we were really looking forward to seeing everybody down there in Southern Oregon, and maybe even Northern California. Maybe we got some real wild cards that are gonna take the drive and head up north to come see us up there.
Come see us.
Yeah,
But that Sportsman's Warehouse is a pretty big. That's where we met Jacob Tooley that one time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a big Sportsman's Warehouse. There's a lot of
If
room
that
for everybody.
Sportsman's Warehouse isn't completely full with every single fisherman that lives in Southern Oregon.
yeah, I know, right? We
We're
will
never
never
coming
go
back.
to Southern Oregon again.
What you're just
And
talking
anytime,
about.
yeah, we talked about that too.
For how
Charles
long
like
you
called him
hammered.
out. He's like, if you guys all don't show up, he's like, I don't want to ever hear anything south of Salem ever again.
Every bash we hear that. When you coming down here? When
Yeah.
you coming down here?
Oh,
Well, we're
man.
coming. You better be there.
Yep. Let's see here.
I'm gonna join soon, guys. I just gotta eat.
You just getting in here, guys.
Oh, I about lost my mind on the way here. It
Why?
must be fast food night because I was running out of time. Obviously,
Oh,
we were
no.
already late, and from where my house is all the way down to here, I've tried to swing into every fast food joint, and there was like 14 cars. I want to see Jordan mad. Ride around and hit stoplights and lines.
Just line after. That's just the way it is right now. You can't. You have to wait in line for everything.
Yep. So, guys, I just saw a good question on there just to touch on it. The sturgeon update. So, yeah, this Friday it closes. So, no, I won't be sturgeon fishing this weekend. But now I got a boat open to go kokanee fishing this Sunday if anybody wants to go. I'm going to at least do that. I got a couple guys that want to go. I'll go beat them up one more
Have to
time.
Get in on that.
Yeah. No.
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 Just come up there and smoke a crap and harass you all day. So
No.
We can do this
No.
the easy way or the hard way.
Come on! And you just gotta yell every
Right.
fish on, fish on. Every time you get one, just make a scene.
97 likes and 282 of you guys on YouTube watching. Hit that thumbs up. Yeah, Rocky does it all. That's right. Y'all hit that thumbs up for us. Well, yeah. When are we coming to Idaho?
They have great fishing in Idaho, but we won't be doing bashes there.
Just follow the springers up.
Yeah.
You never know. We may do bashes there at some point.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
hope so.
We may.
Jordan, one car at Burgerville by the mall. You missed out.
Yeah. You just had to throw that in.
Tom, that's awesome. Appreciate you.
It's not mine.
Yeah, let's see here.
I'm gonna stick with my dots.
Oh, what's that? Oh, Phyllis. Oh, that's such a pretty little crawler. Oh, wait, can people see that yet?
No.
Oh, never mind. Let's see here. All right, let's talk some more steelhead or something here, huh? Since Marlon doesn't
So
want to
what?
jump in here. It's
What
all
makes
awkward.
a trophy steelhead? When is
It
it
means
just size?
It's
or-
when they're really about 14 to 16 pounds, and you call them a 20.
That's a trophy.
That's the qualifications for a
I've
20
caught
pound.
so many
steelhead.
trophy steelhead.
Me too.
I think for it to be trophy, it's gotta be 15 plus.
15 plus is a trophy.
Ask what's
Yeah,
everyone
what's
think?
everyone think the rate is? Is it any steelhead though?
What
For
makes
some?
a trophy?
What makes a
steelhead?
trophy steelhead a trophy steelhead? Let's
I
talk.
thought
That's a
it was
good
40,
question to
40.
start out with tonight. What is it, guys?
15 plus is pretty big.
That's I always
15
thought
plus
that's
is a
respectful
true, a
level.
real 15 plus is beast mode.
They are big fish, but when you
I will say,
everybody's-
okay, yeah, a hen at the 15-pound mark's a stud, no doubt.
A hen at 15.
A hen at 15.
So
yeah,
now we
but-
got to be all gender
No,
specific.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, what if that fish you calling a hen self-identifies as a buck?
See what it
You
squirts.
insensitive.
Just got
See what it
offended.
squirts.
You insensitive. I can't believe
But
it.
instead
or the
of
other.
instead of weight,
So terrible.
I don't know. A really unique fish is a trophy fish, but like Brad said,
24.
36 inches and up. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna, I'm
Is
gonna,
18 and a half a trophy. 18 and a half is a
24
damn
plus.
fish.
Yeah, no, we got 3.
I'm gonna
20
price this
plus.
right him and go 35 inches is probably.
Yeah.
What's he doing to that fish's
15.
tail?
Or your first? A third? Wow, 30 plus. How many you seen of those?
I think they mean inches.
The
Yeah,
one
I
I caught
know.
that broke my buddy off.
Okay,
That's
I thought I
got to
saw
be
it
a good
pop up
story.
and I missed it.
Yeah. Hen out of 15's pig. Anthony Rubio, 30 plus.
Right.
Come on, dude.
Get them daily, dude.
Yeah, all day. You know, instead of a dub, it's a trip.
Totally. Once caught a steelhead
Oh,
with
man.
another steelhead inside it.
It was bait.
Yeah.
Gender,
Cut it open.
Cut
Gender
plug.
neutral
I cut
steelhead.
plugged a 6-pound steelhead.
Oh,
Caught
frick.
30.
What kind of bait next to that fused smaller bottle? It's just a borax, it looks like. Yep. It's just a borax for drying eggs, guys. Pounds, bro. Ohio fish. 15. Oh, Chris, 15 pounds of beast fish, but sometimes there are stories for the fish. My trophy is the 38-inch summer rum that I swam in a river to get.
You earned that.
Yeah,
one.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't think it really has to be a 20 pound or a 15 pound. I think, you know, a trophy, a big fish. Obviously, if it's I think a trophy is the biggest fish you've ever caught. You know what I mean?
Right.
As far as steelhead goes,
Personally, right?
you know.
Yeah.
Of course, if we're gonna
No,
sit here and
Keith,
talk
no,
about
no,
Chinook
Clint,
or something,
No, Clint.
You know who?
Yes, but no. Keith Archer, yeah, I believe you. I believe you, especially where we ran around back in the day. Yep.
Brad said 2 weeks ago any steelhead wasn't
2 weeks ago, any steelhead was a tree. Yeah, exactly, right?
time
Yeah, I mean, we went up and filmed an Addicted Life where I'm like, yep, we're not getting anything today. We ran around and hit 3 different rivers. Yep. No, Matt, I have not. Let's see here. All the steelhead I catch.
Oh,
Let's
they're
see
talking
here.
about this.
Oh.
You guys talking? This is just pure creel. Just powdered creel.
Yeah.
You should probably try using it if you haven't yet.
Trophies never measured, but bobber down the back. Yeah.
No, Ryan Henry. I always just kick him back, and I don't even. I have a measuring tape now. Like, so now I can measure
Yeah,
the
I
fish.
carry
I
a
was just
tape.
letting him go.
yeah, I really like to keep a
Kevin's
tape.
right, like on that, though. Also, specifically river dependent. Some rivers, a 14 pounder is a trophy. Other rivers, you're gonna get up and get 20. Yeah, that's a
true.
good point. For sure, because the river I'm fishing, like that I've been fishing the last few days, and I fish a lot, definitely doesn't get a lot of big ones. For
So what
whatever
are we
reason.
gonna do to target these things? I know you and I did a little seminar at the Sportsman Show, but maybe we can bust some stuff out, kind of go over some technique, and more importantly, like what I kind of stressed during our little seminar that we did was the technique of landing one of these fish, because we could be a completely novice steelhead angler and go out to the river in the right place or even the wrong place. You could just go to a random river, show up, make your first cast, and hook a 20-pound fish. That's how hard it is, honestly. But if you
Yeah.
want to be like a trophy hunter and you want to actually master landing these fish, like a guy that, you know, I give Marlon a lot of props a lot of the times because he has more fish over 40 inches than most people that I know, other than a few. And a lot of that comes down to being able to handle a fish and properly fight them. So let's go over, guys. Start shooting off some questions about like what you want to use.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a lot about pound test, rod setup, ideas of setting yourself up for success on actually landing a big fish, not so much more fish.
That's where I think people get messed up is that they're fishing for hatchery fish that are averaging 8 to 10 pounds using some guys 8 to 12 pound tests, and a lot of times, especially in flowing water where you don't have a lot of room or anywhere to play these fish, that's not going to hold up, and you end up doing something sporadic and you end up breaking that fish off. As if you stop being so shy about your presentation, they're going to see it and just go kind of big on that line diameter and be able to horse them in essentially.
Right. So there was a question up there. It was like, do you change your rigging? And other guys, do you change what you do? I think you can touch on both those. I think you got to have a little bit of like a mentality that, you know, you can go down to the river, and we talked like a lot about like hook sizes and kind of what to expect. If you're fishing one of those rivers that's known to have big fish, like you said, you don't want to be undergunned. You don't. I mean, with the way fluorocarbons and the way stuff has kind of come along these days, like you're going to be able to fish, you know, 15 and 20 pound fluorocarbon in places that you were fishing, you know, 8 pound mono years ago, right? And I would stress not going underneath like a 15 or a 20 pound number at all if you are in that area. But you got to realize too, like I do think it does change a little bit of the present. It does change a little bit. I don't think you'll get as many bites as you will as if you're fishing like a 10 or an 8, especially in like crystal clear water. You know what I mean? But that one time you do hook the big one, you're gonna hopefully have a better chance at it.
Right.
Yeah, personally, and I stress this a
that
lot.
so much because I've been fishing like heavier line for years now, and when I go and fish up against guys like Jordan and stuff that don't fish heavier line, they just always hook more fish than me.
Yeah.
I've started to downsize.
You know, the other thing, speaking of that though, let me finish this real fast. Speaking of that though, it's also kind of the technique too, because you know if you're fishing a bead and you're if you're using size 2s and 4 hooks. Whereas if you're fishing a worm, you know, I hope I stick one with that Mustad freaking quarter ounce.
Oh yeah. As soon as
worm
I hook one,
because my odds of landing him are considerably better than any style of bead fishing with a size 2 or size 4.
Most definitely. And you got that fish, tons of weight on it, pulling you down. A lot of times they're not up jumping around and doing all that. They're just staying down and just moving. You got all those rocks down there, and there's a lot of things that come into play.
Giant beak. The fun with the light line, though. Yeah, Anthony, it's fine, but everyone has that story of, man, I was using 6 pound tests, and I was on the bank. That's the other thing. You can be in a boat versus a bank, too. Super important. Just because if you're in a boat, I'd be a little more apt to like lighten that pound test down than if I was on the bank.
Yep.
But regardless, oh yeah, I got that 6 pound test on there. Freaking, oh, I hooked this big one. Never saw him. You went down river and beep, gone. Like,
Well, once again, it goes back to the fact we're not talking about catching the most fish. It's if you know, in this discussion, it's holding on to the one. And like you said, you were saying using. I almost feel like you're more effective in presentation with low clear water with a 20 pound because don't have as much resistance against the water.
Yep.
Resistance from the current and your line is huge in fishing, and you will not learn it until you have a chance to fish from a boat in super gin clear water and stand up high and tall or fish up on a bank in super high, low clear water and be able to watch your worm or your jig or whatever else you're fishing and watch how much your line is pushed around and is, you know, manipulated by that current on the smallest of adjustments. Like I always tell people, you know, like when we fish in Alaska, there's some runs where you can hardly watch your bobber go down the run. It's so slow. It's just, you know, 6 inches a minute. But you'll watch, you even think about mending, and there's no current at all, and you go to just start to mend, and you watch your jig start to come off the bottom immediately with the slightest of pressure, and so you amplify that with, you know, say 3 miles an hour of current as it's going downriver, and you go to think about it, you make one mend, and you're up by the surface like that, and not even in front of the fish. So that 20 pound is going to be more effective in those small rivers. You know, you might have to gauge down in a bigger river just to actually get in front of a fish.
Hauling Back Outdoors real fast. We have tutorials on the YouTube channel. For those of you guys that don't know, there's a lot of tutorials on that rigging. I think Marlin, you have that 3-day float worm.
Yeah, we just did a whole
It's just out there. It's just search worms on there, please, and then check that out. He's a Mid-Easter guy, or Midwest.
Dude, I've been getting a lot of messages from guys in the Midwest saying, we heard for years people telling me that your guys' West Coast techniques don't work out here, but I've been watching all your guys' videos and applying your guys' techniques out here and murdering. Like, I've been
getting from
a lot of people.
That's awesome.
Super cool.
It's so cool.
Because
it's not going to take us having to go out there to see.
Right? No, we already know. And just the concept of this thinking, especially if you go from like using small beads and stuff, that you're just going to throw this giant worm down the river and you're going to catch steelhead is just mind blowing, but it works. So if I was them, I'd be hesitant too. I'd be like, that's not going to work. There's no way. But
It's
they
not
do.
just worms though. It's the whole way we fish out here. Like they fish a lot different than us with everything. Like with their floats, with the line
They
they
run
use
crappie
like a
jigs for
floating
crying out
model.
loud.
Like they don't fish the same as us. It's
Like
weird.
they're jig
But they're
boxes
different
and crappie
fish.
jigs.
Oh wait, they're not.
They're different.
Different territory. It seems like they fish a lot smaller stuff. You know, every video I kind of see
Slower.
Slack water.
smaller,
slow.
slower, the less gradient, kind of meandering little.
We need to just go look at it.
Runs.
We need to go see it. Put eyes
Yeah.
on it. Put our feet on the ground.
Well, I don't think the rivers drop a lot of elevation. I think.
Chris Core or Cohen. Speaking of worms, I got my 14 bags for New York this weekend. Heck yeah, man.
Or taffy worms.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just throw it all
The
out
dot.
the window.
Somebody's like,
roll
you guys
up a
got to go
piece of
get some
Laffy
dots.
Taffy and make a
Yeah,
worm
we
and
use
catch
dots.
one.
Oh, did you? I was like, why wouldn't they have gotten dots? That's
Yeah.
fishier than heck.
Yeah.
Fishier than a sea lion fart.
See,
Fisher.
Oh, they sink. The only fish that I've ever caught
Fish
on a
them
piece of
suspended.
candy was a red jelly belly. And it was a bet with my buddies when we were messing summers up one day.
The red gummy bear works pretty good too.
Red gummy bear.
Or you can get the like the
Red.
fused ones, the
Yeah.
the Black Forest ones that are like they're like, you know what I mean? They have like fused. They're all Marlon knows what I'm talking about. They look like a creamsicle like bead or something. They're all like melted together.
Brandon Kinder.
sounds good.
We haven't been using so much twitching jigs for steelhead, but my buddy has been real adamant about doing it, and he has caught a few this year doing it. So it's definitely possible.
Yep. And Randy, yeah, I agree. Like you definitely, sometimes you're not going to find a giant fish leg at I think like a 6-inch, foot deep little tail out. Seems like. I mean, they got to move through everything, but at the same time, like I said, it takes a lot of big water to hold a big fish too. Let's see here.
But anyways, back on track. We talked a little about line and stuff. You know, one thing we specified a lot in our last little seminar was really we talked about worms a lot. Talked about fishing worms a lot for steelhead, but
Yeah.
Marlon, a lot of your biggest steelhead came on a red jig, correct?
Correct.
Just a plain, I mean, no bait or anything?
You know what's
Like
funny
some of 'em?
is like tons of them. Like
Yeah.
I can look back and go, and tons of them came on a white jig head, red tail.
I think as fast as people are, or as quick as people are to go away from like a corky or something nowadays, I feel like it's happening a lot with jigs. The more and more I go to the river, the less and less over the last few years I've seen your old school pink and white jigs. And, a lot less people are fishing them. But, the one video that really
Today,
impressed
that's
me.
What they wanted.
Mm-hmm. That's what I caught
Jigs,
the nicest
bass
fish of the day on the whitehead, red body, addicted jig. But one thing I've noticed, and I really the most dramatic representation I've ever seen of it is your video with Lonnie, where he's up on the cliff
Junior,
and
go
you're
to bed.
casting out into the river, and it's going through all the
Watch
steelhead.
this tomorrow on YouTube.
And it's like 15, 20 feet away, 30 feet away from these fish, and they're doing cartwheels and cookies. Like, the profile of a jig is really intrusive to a steelhead. There's something about the presentation of a normal, single beaded jig that turns the fish on, and I think it's a big fish
I did a
magnet
little
as
bait
well.
too, because there was one particular one today we hooked 5 steelhead out of, and I thought I'd beat it up, done deal. Like the fish were just super beady. I'm just pounding. I'm like, you know what? Before I leave, I better throw one whitehead, red body, jig, just for giggles, with a little piece of little added attractant on there. Threw it in there, and first cast game over. So it's like, sometimes it pays to be different too.
I think it's the color contrast in the jigs. They're small and they're multicolored.
Oh
and
yeah,
just
but
weird
like he
to
said,
look
they're
at.
flashing, moving around. If you can add bait or you can
Oh,
add
yeah.
scent, and you do, it's just like a different
From
profile.
Eddie, yes, you can definitely. I watched a couple of guys
Yeah.
lay out a plunking line in one of the smallest rivers that I personally fish a couple days ago, and honestly, I bet they caught more fish than I did that day. So anything can be plunked. You find a traveling lane, you find some kind of good lane that's deep enough and has enough structure, has the right kind of bottom to plunk.
That's an
And-
interesting question for the Midwest guys. Does anyone out in the Midwest do any
Plunking?
I bet
plunking
not
style
at all.
fishing?
Hey, Midwest guys, do you guys plunk at all? And Eddie Moody, by the
And
way,
Cameron just put out a fire
I
tutorial.
just was gonna say
Right.
that, and we just put out a tutorial on tributary plunking literally yesterday.
It's gonna be a
Yeah, I
big
think
one.
it's
It's already
got
got
some
12,000.
spring
That's gonna be a
glows.
big one, yeah.
Coon shrimp.
It's already
Check
got
that out.
12,000views.
What?
Those fish are probably freaked
One day.
out for
One
Sure
day?
it's not old.
That's better than the last 2 Addicted Lives, which we caught 20-pound steelhead in. That's disgusting. That's not right. This world is not right. Because you know what? I actually pride ourselves on going out and fishing and not just sitting behind our keyboards all day. What
Did
about you
those
guys?
videos have you in them?
Well, the tutorial does, so
That's
I
what.
would show you something right now in my hands, but I can't because the camera's here. But you know what I would
Side cam on the
to you
floor.
right now. Hold on a second. Here we go. Right there.
Good move. That's
Just trying to
funny.
help you out.
Shut up. All right. Anyways, moving on. Yes. So, anyways, yeah, Randy Moody, check out the plunking video. It talks about some, tips and techniques for tributary. I have not personally done any tributary plunking in a long time. What about you guys in the Midwest? And do you guys even know what plunking is? Like, not being offensive. I don't know. Maybe that's like something that's not even or they call it something different.
Yeah, or
like chandeliering. Like, it was like just drop shotting a bead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or shot patterns.
Chandelier.
Yeah.
Tight line bottom fishing.
Tight line
Tight
bottom fishing?
line
Is that,
bottom
what's that?
fishing.
Drift fishing?
Well, I heard
No, like tight, like when you just have it tight lined to your weight. Tight line off the bottom.
Would they call that plunking?
That's what one of the things that I see him saying all the
Yes,
time.
plunking in Michigan, flies and bait. Okay,
Interesting.
interesting.
What?
Plunking didn't
I'm
work.
gonna
in the
try
Great
Laffy
Lakes trip
Taffy.
for me.
I know there's a lot of people
What
who's gonna
is
waste some
plunking?
candy in the river the next few days. Over the weekend.
Robbie, great finish.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot, you can plunk, spinning globe bait. Maybe you can plunk a little spawn sack and just let it just hang there on a little spinning globe.
A guy
I don't know.
actually the other day on a local river of mine, I didn't personally see this, but the guys I talked to afterwards that saw him catch the fish. He was using a 16th ounce or like a quarter, or I think it was a 16th ounce jig head, and put 2 badass just Potski eggs or the Procure eggs right on the hook. Jig head 2, and he like right in front of everybody hooked a couple fish.
Plunking it.
No.
Oh, just
Under a
fishing
float.
it.
Under a float, but just really unorthodox. Something that none of us,
It looks
thought
like
about
a-
it forever, but never done it. But
Looks like a little bead or a little cluster of eggs
it
or
was just
something.
perfect. Yeah, and right in front of all the people on the bank.
I remember there was this guy that I used to fish with up against a river. Keith knows what I'm talking about. And he would come down there, and we'd all be fishing our eggs. And he would fish he'd fish a line down to a pencil lead, and it'd come up about 8 inches. And he had 6 inches and a little red fly. And then it'd come up again, and then another little red fly. So 2 little red flies, a piece of pencil lead, and he would sit there and mop us up under the
Look at this.
freaking floor.
Crazy.
Zach Chrome. Plunking is for tackle box fishermen. That's great.
What, because we're purists? Because we can just go to the river with a bobber and a bead?
Why? Because I'm a purist and I got my backpack. You guys and all your silly backpacks and hiking boots.
Plunking. And plunking is fun. I mean, I did.
I like it in the summer.
Yeah.
That's the only time I really can say I love plunking is when
Yeah,
it's.
plunking.
I guess you could say it's pretty good in the
Plunking's
winter
fun when you get like 20 guys on the bank and you know them all.
Well, not for the catching. I just mean for the beach hangout.
Just for the beach hangout?
For the.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kidding. Let's see here. Plunking rocks. Gavin, go ahead and.
Thunder Mist Lures out of Great Lakes. He plunks for steelhead and salmon all the time.
Oh.
What do you use out there? Spin-glows? Coon churn? What do you guys use?
Is there anything
put out
else
there?
you use?
Yeah, that's all I know. Plunk a spin-glow and coon churn for everything.
Body style baits don't seem to work in Michigan. It's usually flies, meat rigs, and beads and spinners.
Whoa.
All those
Few
people
plunks.
trying to
Loud.
book trips.
That was loud.
Huh.
Good thing.
Yeah, however we have that microphone set up now, it's like so different.
Oh,
What's going on?
is it good?
It's just so loud. Like,
I can see the volume bar kind of bouncing there pretty hard.
yeah.
Hey, I
And
saw.
like when you hit the table now, it's like when I was watching it on the way here, it's like thump, 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 thump. Like
So people probably
Sorry,
were
guys.
really not liking the crunching of the old pretzels up
not
here.
Scroll on the screen.
At least I wasn't eating like a horse.
Scroll on
Yeah.
the screen. Thanks. Let's see. I saw.
320 people on YouTube.
That's just on YouTube. What about Facebook? Because I didn't think that number was updating.
No, it gets stuck sometimes.
Yeah. There's 320 of you guys on YouTube, and
Wobblers and quick fish.
It's just not loading. It's
Oh.
taking forever.
taking forever. I saw a really good question out here, and Chris, you brought this up, and it was a great question. I kind of wanted to save it for when we needed one. 3 best things for catching a fish, like 3 best tips for catching a fish on new water. What would you say those are? 200? So there's 520 you guys watching total? Cool.
3 best.
I
So
like we
3
should get another
best
giveaways in
trips.
order, but
Yeah,
3
exactly.
best tips for if you had to go new water and you knew, and I'm assuming you kind of understand some steelhead.
My first tip would be don't go there. Don't go expecting to catch a fish. Right off the get, already know that you're planning on going there just to look around and check it out.
That's not a tip at all. It's just like a
That's
kick in
like
the balls.
That's like
That's like going to the river with
Just
no confidence.
already know you suck.
Set the expectation low.
Yeah, and then
hook
build
one,
from
it's
there.
up here.
Yeah.
That's the number one reason why most people won't even go fishing in the river.
Right. There's times when I go to the river, like basically when we did an Addicted Life a couple weeks, I'm like, you know what? I go, if we get one today, I understood the conditions though. It's like, if we get one today, that's going to be a good day.
Yep.
So yeah, I would say that, manage your expectations, understand that, you can't be I'm sure there's some hater out there who thinks he's a freaking god at fishing behind his keyboard, but you can go to any river and catch a million fish, but sometimes a million fish aren't there. Sometimes the conditions don't work, and understanding that probably could get you in the right mindset to figure out other
You're going to
things.
spend more time actually learning the river and checking it out rather than getting stuck on one spot and beating it up and getting frustrated. And you know what you're there for. You're there to
Yeah.
check it out. If you catch a fish, then
You
it's a bonus.
touched on one thing that I would say is probably, I would understand the conditions of the river and decide if the water was really high or really low. The reason why, because the water's like really high, and you're just trying to figure out maybe if fish are there or the timing of the fish is there, I would stay a little more, I would find maybe a little less water to work and just work it, versus if the water was low, I'd take the opportunity to like scout as much as I can,
Right, go
hit
see
a
it.
bunch of spots. So like kind of deciding if it's somewhere new, I'd have to kind of maybe make that determination first. Be like, okay, am I going to be like Marlin and cast like twice in a hole and then run up river in front of all your buddies? Or if I'm going to stay.
that's how you
And-
catch fish.
We know. And,
Yeah.
Or if you're going to stay and try to work some
Why do you
water.
think I was here so
'Cause
late?
I'll tell you
I was
what.
getting so annoyed at Phil. Phil will spend 45 minutes in
Yeah,
one hole
one
picking it
hole.
apart.
Picking
You know what though?
apart.
This one hole that I don't know
It
if
never paid off. Every
Oh.
fish we got today,
Was
you
on
rolled
the
in
move.
hole,
First
the
two
first
casts.
you
Yeah.
get the fish, and then Phil would spend the next 40
And you know
minutes
what?
looking for another one.
Today was
Change
complete. The
colors,
last 3
like
days
the
for me has been
stop and
completely
re-rig.
opposite, but the water's been a little high, and it's been like, in fact, one of the spots we pulled into, like I said, we hooked like 5 out of this particular spot. I didn't touch anything in there for like the first 5 minutes. I literally was about to bail, and I don't know if a shot of fish moved in,
That's what I
and then
think
we were just
happens.
bat, 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 bat. I think so like I said, understanding your conditions and deciding kind of like, is it that, you're right, because a lot of times when we steelhead fish, you pull into the run, you look at it, steelhead, you put an X on the water and be like, if there's a fish, he's right there. Present
Make
to
sure
it
your
a couple
float's going
times.
perfect when it goes from that spot.
Yep. Present to it a couple times. You don't want to play, give him maybe a jig, give him something a little different, give him a bead.
To me, that's the thing. That's if
Yeah.
you're running like a jig, a bead, a spinner, a spoon, and if you're covering it with a few different spectrums.
You already tried too hard.
Yeah.
You already tried too hard.
If you-
No, that's what that was going to be my
Work
first
out
tip
with each
is
one.
take multiple presentations. Don't go down
Your
the
tip is-
river.
okay.
Yeah, that's my tip number 1. It's going to be for versatility is going to be take multiple presentations if you're going to a new river. Don't bring 6 rods like you would if you're floating in your drift boat or something or going out in a jet boat. Take 2 rods, 1 hardware, or even a worm and some bait or jig or beads or have 2 different styles. One that's going to be dragging the bottom, one that's going to be floating suspended, and then one that's going to be hardware if you can pack 3 rods around or have the wherewithal to do that. Second one,
Well, we got 2. I say determine your conditions first so you can decide a strategy for scouting new water.
2 hours.
Multiple. Huh?
Just read some of these dudes' comments.
Oh, did you read the one? Just wait till your friends start getting bites and push them out of the way. It's called the Marlin. No, because Marlon would have ran to the hole and beat you anyways, and would have been long.
Yeah,
gone.
no pushing needed.
No pushing allowed. Yep. What else? So, conditions that maybe. Oh, I know. One thing that it seems to always not get us in like trouble, because trouble's the wrong word, but maybe don't necessarily try to like, if you do not know the river and you're going off a report, or you Googled something and you found some video somewhere, which you'll never find our stuff if you use Google, but everybody else uses Google to find our river names, so let's just be honest. Don't go there like in the dark and think you're gonna set up shop in an area that you don't know.
Yeah, start after
Do you see
daylight.
that? Do either of you have a seat open on Monday?
Chris
I
Calhoun?
do not.
No.
I didn't know if you guys might have had a single or something with you.
Negative. I do not. Maybe some of the coast guys will. And then, so Randy can even touch on that. Look at all the people and see the general river area holding fish. You're right. And then, I guess we could take that a step further. Like, don't go into the dark. Don't go to an area and just expect it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Take that
You
drive
don't-
on a
you don't know
Saturday
what
at
you're
9
looking
a.m.
I think
a little pre-scout.
I tend to
Little
do...
pre-scout. Maybe don't go in at 3. I don't know.
That's 100%, because if you go in the dark, you're not going to know where to go.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you're not gonna know like how, you're not gonna know how you're right. You're not gonna know like how like the people like either like set up or where they launch. Like,
I tend
it's
to...
almost like getting like your anchor spot stolen on the Columbia, and then the guy's like not set up in the right spot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No, that's not.
Am I making any sense at all?
That makes sense.
I get where you're coming from, but that's pretty bad.
I save all my exploring of new rivers for when the conditions are really
For when
tough.
somebody takes you there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Or that.
I just follow them around.
Hire a guide or find a mentor. Right, there you go.
To go along with that, I think this is kind of like obvious though, but I would say when you do go explore new water and fish new holes, don't be so scared to lose gear. Really, be very versatile. Start shallow and work the depths of all the holes. You can really mess up because a lot of spots, especially when I'm floating a new river in my boat or something, like I fish through something and I think it's 6 feet deep. I think it's I think it's 8 feet deep. I float over it and I can't even see bottom. And and there's probably fish down in the bottom of that hole, or vice versa. It's a tail out that looks beautiful, looks about walking speed, 5 to 6 feet deep. I go down there and it's a gravel wash this deep. So start shallow and move depths a lot when you're fishing, and that's why I go back in my first statement of using like a bead setup where you're going to be a bobber dogging setup where you're going to be dragging bottom, and then fishing a jig which is going to be suspended. That I feel like is super
that's
important.
The balsa floats too, like they register really well if they're tapping the bottom.
Right.
I like to do...
Definitely today, like bobber dogging. Like we would fish, a couple times through with the suspended jig, and then Phil would come through bobber dog and pull a fish, like yank a fish
The
out.
fish are beady this year, dude.
Yeah,
They're beady.
multiple times.
And I hate to say that because last year I don't think they were at all. Might just be the conditions though.
Rob Carter, donate to the river gods, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'll float down the river and
Take it.
this is funny. I'm actually planning on a new river this weekend, so yeah, there's something to think about for you.
I broke a couple floats off today, and I'm pretty sure you grabbed them, so I want them back.
I didn't
How'd
find
you
him.
break? You broke off floats because you were in 30 again, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
Squirrel.
That's what you want. Well, there's a couple addicted floats out there for you guys to find them. We're not going to tell you
Chicken up a
where.
tree.
But keep your eyes open. Marlon donated a couple today.
I've never heard that.
Oh boy.
Dude, we floated by one tree that had, no joke, it had 100 twitching jigs in it.
You should
Like,
Just 100 twitching jigs.
oh
in it?
my gosh, dude, it was just straight up twitching jig Christmas tree. It was epic looking.
No
part of the
kidding.
bottom of that river, it was super low last year, and the bottom of it, like it's nothing but squid skirts. And you go over it and it's just squid skirts everywhere.
So what about rods? Talk rods. Do you guys?
I'm just reading some of these great comments.
When you're,
Yeah.
do you at any point do you ever like use heavier gear, bigger gear, when you know you're targeting or have the chance at a bigger fish?
Yeah,
There's a couple guys I've been fishing with this year. Like I noticed, they use like substantially heavier gear than what I use.
Really?
Yeah, like 10 to 20 rods and stuff like that. And we don't
Oh.
Who's that? Like Pop-Off?
pop off is one of them, and then Harmison as well. Like he uses all like freaking heavy duty stuff. And he'll like tow a 10-pound steel. Like he'll freaking tow it in.
Like we were those trout,
Yeah,
skipping them
like,
across the surface.
water.
I'm
And then
done
I
with
would
this
have to
one.
Imagine if he hooked a trophy, he'd have a lot more control with it. You know, because sometimes with our 8 to 12s, they can freaking whoop you.
Yeah, it does.
I think a lot of it depends on, like you said, boat or bank. I mean, if I can give chase, like I don't generally size up a lot of my gear. I do in the sled for when I'm specifically bobber dogging. I'll run those 8 to 17s. Just because I find that, like, you know, you're reaching out way further the run. You want
A lot more pickup when you
more pickup when you set the hook. Exactly. So that definitely helps a bit. Like when I'm in the raft, it just seems like those guide select 8 to 12s. Just do it. 9-9.
I like the 8 to 17. It's just that much more rod, and you can tell the difference when you're fishing, you know, one after the other. In that guide select, everybody, that 8 to 17 pound, whether it's a 9-9 or a 10-6. The 10-6 is a bit more clunky as the 8 to 17, but the 9-9 I like in the 8 to 17 because you do have, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Whatever rod you have in your hand, if you cast it out and the float's drifting properly, it's not affecting how it's fishing, whether you're fishing a 6 to 10
Right.
or an 8 to 17.
Just
or
whatever's
10
in
to
your
20.
hand there, and then that little bit extra backbone for while you're fighting a fish.
I paid no attention to it. I just grab a rod no matter what. Chinook,
The
no matter,
suckers
I
I've
just
been
fish my
catching
rods.
these last 3 days feel huge on my 6 to 12. I bet. I hate suckers. Especially when I'm sledding when I'm bobber dogging the sled. Set the hook on them, and they always give that first like whoop whoop, and you're like, and of course you're drifting so fast.
Yesterday it was whitefish.
Whitefish?
I was getting
Whitefish
so
were
annoyed.
getting- oh man,
Stupid
the
whitefish,
have
like-
been on fire lately. Oh, they've been mean.
They're in areas that I normally don't find them too. Just maybe because of high water or what, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Stupid whitefish.
I would like to see Randy from Lured on the show go through all the different bead presentation options. Well, Christopher, you missed that because that was literally last month. So.
Yep. So you can see it though if you go back on the YouTube
Yeah.
page.
There you go.
There's a all about beads one from about almost exactly probably a month ago.
Yeah,
So
upsize your hook and line,
And a podcast.
poundage and higher water.
and a
Yep,
podcast.
agreed. I'd upgrade right to a 6-inch worm with a giant 3/0 freaking mustad hook, but that's me.
Talk
That's
about
just
your
me.
main line.
Kidding.
I saw that question a few times.
I like run 40 as my main line, and that's I mean that whether I'm fishing 12-pound leader or whether I'm fishing 20-pound, that's kind of where I like to run. But
You use
30,
the
40.
tough line dominate.
yeah, that 40-pound it just bonds like to like a 20-pound thick with a crazy Alberto. It runs that thicker line. That 40-pound binds that thicker knot a lot better.
Right.
And it seems like I get way less breakage where the two lines meet and not at the double clinch on whatever my presentation is. Versus. Oh yeah, cool. I actually need a spool, so I'm just gonna steal that now. But I mean, lines like I would not be afraid. I mean, at the end of the day, like your braided line isn't gonna, whether it's 30 or 40, it ain't gonna matter to the fish. And I think I get a little more fishability out of using a 40. But not all 30s are created equal too. If you guys get my drift, so what do you do? Are you a 40 or a 30 guy?
40.
What are you?
40.
40. Oh, well, never mind then. I was the odd man out.
It's just easier.
40.
to
Marlon's
get
just a 30 guy.
I run 30 still.
Oh, Ben's a 30 guy.
I only run 30 on my spinner rods.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were talking about a little thinner diameter, kind of
Yeah.
get a little
I
different
ran
feel.
40 and I didn't think it did much different than 30. So I just,
The
Except for the rod
literally
doesn't
the
break.
only
That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's it. The only thing is that when
Yeah.
when we snag up mid current, mid rapid, and the person's going, and I reach over and I grab their line and break it.
Just reach over and
The
put
bottom
your finger on
breaks.
the spool.
Yeah, the bottom breaks and not my knot. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
with a fixed
Oh,
float.
way more often than with when I use a smaller. Because I feel like that smaller diameter line, what happens is you don't quite get it completely tight. And when you do tie your knot, like you can, but it doesn't quite, and it just burns it. It just gets hot when it tightens up, and then it pinches it off.
I know we've answered this question a million times, but I've seen it already like 3 or 4 times. Knots for tying your braid together.
That's
Yep.
Crazy Alberto.
Crazy Alberto, blood. You know, we did that tying test in here a couple weeks ago, where we all tied the knots the fastest. We should get a little weight thing in here one of these days and do a knot breaking test.
Can't do double uni.
No kidding.
But double uni, I tie a blood knot. You know, if you got the proper line and you got the proper, you know, unified lines that are actually going to work together, any of the knots are going to work fine enough to land a 20-pound steelhead. You're not going to tie a Crazy Alberto instead of a blood knot and end up, if you properly tie that knot, so whichever one you can tie with best confidence, you know. And I like the blood because I just whip it together and I'm ready to go.
With the double uni, I've never broken that off on a fish, but I do generally it breaks if I get snagged up.
Yeah, that's really annoying because that's how
Yeah.
Marlon left 2 bobbers on the river this morning and I didn't.
Wow.
No, I didn't.
You just said you did.
I lost sliding floats in my main line.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there must have been like a
Oh, was one
That's
of them
even
one
worse.
of the
Never mind.
Beatmasters?
Yeah.
I found that
Oh.
one.
Yeah, that's the one I knew you'd find 'cause it was like sitting
Oh, I thought you.
I was like, ooh, I'll go get that one. That's a nice one.
I thought you picked
It
a
was
bunch of
shiny
big
new,
floats.
too.
No, mine.
Darn it, I shouldn't have said anything.
We gotta start initialing all our bobbers so when people
I've been
find
using
them.
a lot of 15.
Sign them. Start
I've been
signing
using a
them.
lot of 15-pound tests lately, and it doesn't break at your uni ever.
Really, it's like when I use like
Usually
the
breaks
20
like a jig
SS.
I'll have to try
That
that.
20 SS and
The
a 30
20
pound.
SS will freaking break like every
Every time, yeah. Because it's good stuff. Good thick stuff, yeah. Yep, 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 yep. No, I don't think we're going to do that today. Crazy Alberto, in the end, he was actually a genius. Polymer knot doesn't work too well when you're putting 2 lines together.
So I got a guy asked a question
Boo!
about
Come on.
his bobber stop.
Yeah.
And I've had this question multiple times.
Okay.
Getting stuck when you're casting.
Mm-hmm.
How do you combat that? Like, what do you do differently? Maybe you can talk a little
First
bit about
things first, stop reeling your bead through your eyes.
Yeah, check for the insert. I've noticed I have one rod that I knocked the insert out of, and that's the
Oh,
only rod that I
no.
get stuck on. I
Yeah,
can't figure
or
it out.
add a bigger bead. You know, Cameron mentions a lot using the big corky. I think it's obnoxious and looks silly. But using an 8 mil or a 10 mil bead or something, yeah. An 8 mil or a 10 mil bead or something like that, so that
Stop using the stupid cloth bobber stops. That's
Yes.
how you fix
Huh?
it.
Yes.
Go to the rubber stops. And
The
you'll
rubber
never
stops
have
are
that problem
terrible.
again.
Well, the rubber stops on anything smaller than a 15-pound
Oh, I
test.
Who are
I've
you?
been using those for 15 years.
I'm with you. That's all I use. They're all
wear
I
out.
use. But what this guy is talking about is when they wear out and he goes to cast. That's why.
They slide. Oh, that's even worse because then they separate a little bit and then it goes when it goes through your rod.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, terrible.
I don't know. I had good success with the
Terrible.
rubber ones.
Terrible.
Eventually, I had one that wore out. and
I am
it slided,
willing
but-
to like literally bet you $1,000 right now that if we did a poll, you would lose that poll.
I don't care
Because
if people
those
don't
bobber
know
stops,
how to
there's
fish.
a reason that everyone uses those. They're
People
freaking-
don't
I
know
use
how
a
to
fly line
fish.
backing that I can like.
Who
if
asked this
one gets
question?
loose-
Wow,
I
Let's
can
ban
sorry,
him.
Cameron.
Let's
Not
ban
all
him.
of us are the legend.
Let's take a poll.
$1,000 on the line.
No, it just seems like every time I put 2 of them together, they separate, and then they're even worse.
The only time I ever have them wear out much is if one, especially one, if I get
Robert, stop.
scent
stop.
on 'em.
Ryan McCon, thank you.
if I get scent on them
real
or any
fishermen.
kind of oil that actually like lubes that line up, it'll start slipping around a lot.
They just don't know how to tie the uni with the fly line backing. I've never understood that. It's like
I've
you
never
just
had
stop
mine
the
wear
work.
out because I usually get stuck in a tree or something and break it off.
If I really don't want it to stop, I'll use like a 30-pound test and tie a double or a.
But Chris Barrow says he uses the rubber ones and doesn't like the braided ones.
There's lots of people saying they use rubber. Right now, I'm looking at the YouTube comments as they come in, so now I should try it.
So am I. I'm just being. I'm like.
How about this?
I'm like the
How about
media.
this? How about
Hey,
this,
like,
guys?
Here's what you're doing
Use
wrong,
a
almost
thir-
guaranteed you're buying the wrong size because they come in like 5 different sizes.
Don't
Use
buy
the cloth
any
ones
size.
and the rubber
I own
ones
a
and the
cell
discussion.
of fly line backing,
Wow.
and I tie
Rubber
my
and
own,
cloth.
and they're big enough to where
My
like
name's Cameron. I'm
through them.
1963.
They
All
don't
the
go
time.
through them because I learned how to tie a bobber knot.
I'm not gonna
stop 20
say
years ago.
I invented the bobber stop,
Frick.
but I was there.
Right, I guess
Oh no, I'm gonna be like the keyboard warriors. No, I invented it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on me. I just didn't tell anybody for like 10 years.
That actually is a pretty fishy idea though that I just came up with. Thread and rubber.
And rubber?
Dude, mind blown.
Right?
Mind blown.
And or but
And
always
you can
have
retighten them. Like if you get good quality, like the crappy little ones you get on the little black tubes that like fray and fall apart. You don't want to use that. You want to use like good fly line backing, because then you can like tighten it up if you need to. If you need to, but you rarely do. Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Is
asking
that
that
what that
question,
stuff
dude.
is up there?
I have no problems with my rubber stops. They look amazing. Use 2 of them on the line, dialed.
Fine.
That's funny. All right, another question, Marlon. That was a
Or just
fun
use
one.
an addicted fixed float. Problem solved. Thank you, Mark. You win.
When you're talking
Okay.
about using beads, does it also apply to yarnies? If so, what is the advantage of beads and yarnies?
Hashtag
Feed
feed.
Jordan.
Yeah, he gets kind of grouchy if he doesn't get fed.
Yeah, exact same. I'm gonna consider a yarny to fish almost 100% just like a bead.
Really?
What he's asking is the technique, advantages of a bead or a yarny. Yarny's gonna float. I don't know. I feel like a yarny might fish a little slower, catches a lot more water surface.
Do they sink as fast? Down?
Slower.
Slower?
Yeah.
Because it's funny because, I mean, I didn't fish any yarnies the last few days, and like literally I'm sitting with this spool of yarnies. I'm like, I'm going to steal these.
No, you're not.
No, I thought to myself, I was like,
Not after what I saw Phil do with freaking yarnies today.
oh,
Yarnies and gooey
Still the
balls.
yarn.
No, there's times
Yeah.
you know, and they both are their own thing. They're their own entity.
thanks for the super chat.
But what I will say is that your technique and the way you're gonna fish them is 100% the same. A lot of times, you're gonna be most likely bobber dogging and or drift fishing, and you're gonna be dragging that thing as slow and as hard across the bottom as you can. Because what I feel like with a yarny, especially if you even visually watch it fishes a lot slower than most presentations because it's catching all the water currents coming off the bottom. So you start dragging, and even when you go to reel it in, it's heavier. It catches a lot more water and it stays down and a little bit closer to those fish in the strike zone. So at times it's a really effective way to fish, contrary to having another bead hanging off the end of it.
I'm going to fish some yarnies tomorrow. I'm going to load them up with eggs.
Yeah, that is the nice part about the
That's what I saw
yarny.
Pop-Off does.
That's the nice part about the
Well,
yarnies
I mean, it's
too.
yarny.
Is you
I mean,
can
and
stick
the thing
some
is, like,
eggs
well,
on
I mean,
it. Yeah.
and then usually the progression where I don't, and the reason why I feel like I mean, I'll just fish a spawn sack. I'll just be on just the same exact way you fish a bead, but it's a 10 mil spawn sack instead of a yarny. So I feel like that's why I don't end up using yarny a lot.
Because you're a spawn sacker.
I'm a spawn sacker,
Right on.
but been a
Real
spawn,
facts.
been a spawn sacker before any of you guys were born.
No, we believe it.
Not that
Shut
one.
up.
Got
Oh,
spawn
Chris,
sackers
come
down
on.
to my knees.
Thanks for the super chat, but really, you had a super chat to get that comment in there, didn't you, bud? All right.
This guy
Let's see.
said we're playing a drinking game.
Yeah.
What?
Take a poll every time Cam clicks the pin.
No, this could be fun though.
Floating.
Yeah, they're hammered.
Ready, boys? We just need to give me a pin without a clicker. I'll be much better off. There we go. Let's do another giveaway, and then let's get Marlon in here for some Sportsman Show like feedback and updates. Eh?
I'm down.
You
Get
down?
in here.
I'm thinking we need to do. I think Clinton can come back here and get another giveaway together, because he picked a really good one. He gave away like 4 hats, a knife, a bunch of addicted worms.
Watching.
Oh damn it! He gave away your truck, pink slips, buddy.
Yes.
Pink slips.
Just the tires.
Just the tires.
Good luck getting it from Columbia Credit Union.
Yeah. Yeah, they ain't giving that thing up easy. Voo can't get trucked up by soy sauce. Voo! You've had to get out steelhead fishing the last couple days. Your river's got to be getting it.
Getting it.
Getting it.
Come on. Get it.
Can you bobber dog eggs as effectively as fishing them under a float for steelhead? Absolutely. Yes, you can. In fact, you can do it in conjunction with beads. You can do it on its own. You can do it with a little longer lead. I like to do it if I do it with a little single, with a little longer leader. You know, maybe like a 4 or 5 foot single leader to just kind of get more of a just a falling through. Absolutely, bud. It's a package, not just an item at a time. Brandon Marlin always picks like packages. Like he's always got a couple things in there. So come on.
And now it just got a lot less. Cause
Yep.
And now
Since you said that,
Dick and
Okuma
sticker.
decal.
That's awesome.
And the winner is not Brandon Kinder.
This table is like weirding me out.
That's what I
There's,
said
like,
at
nothing
the
on
very
here.
beginning. I'm like, this just feels like cold
Do you feel naked?
and lonely.
Yeah, it feels weird. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's like nothing on it.
Where are all the plugs and spinners? And
All the stuff that hooks your arm every time you reach over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's half the
I've
fun.
hooked that table so many times.
Yep.
What'd you do? What'd you do, Charles?
I hooked
best
myself
bang.
when all the plugs and stuff were on there. I've been hooked to that table a million times.
What's the best bang
I
for
don't
a
even know
buck
where
on a
we
fishing
put all
cooler?
those things.
Depends on your cooler.
Kong cooler.
Calm cooler if it's gonna stay
End
in
of
the
story.
boat, and you want a heavy cooler like for your bait or for your truck. But if you want like a little cooler to like pack around like a fish in, you know, like those little insulated bags and stuff like that to get it to and from. That's the one thing about the Kongs. They are a bit heavy, but they're built that way, you know, like for the insulation. So
We need to get our own bait bag.
I wonder if that's it.
You just ruined another surprise.
Hey,
Why doesn't
no!
everybody ever yell at him?
Yeah, why does no one ever yell Charles? That's what I want
we
to
will not be
know.
in Roseburg for the Sportsman Show
People
browser.
always
Damn it, they still don't
But
do
we
it.
will be there on the 27th of February for our own bash at Sportsman's Warehouse. Yeah.
What are you doing down here?
No, to carry
What
fish
is
in the boat.
this? Let me have some of that.
Brought a little something to the table here.
Okay, your pretzels are dots, correct?
Yeah.
That's what the guy was. Oh my god.
Some guy already said stop crunching the bag in front of the microphone.
Like,
Look at that. What a buddy, dude. Shares half of his Rice
There you
Krispie
go.
treat with me.
We
I
did
didn't get any.
Solid move. Okay, we got Okuma hat. We got a Gerber Gutsy tool. And we're going to give away an Okuma decal as well. And then, don't leave, because we got another little gift that we're going to be giving away at some point tonight as well. Got a fillet away fish mat here. We got a question.
Hashtag Rice Krispies Pro Stack.
I got a question. What is the biggest steelhead you've ever caught in your life?
Wang. Just kidding.
How many pounds was it? Maybe if you didn't know the pounds, how many inches was it? Comment and tell us what the biggest steelhead you've ever caught was. And if you've never caught one, just say
0.
still trying to catch one. Or
say
something
0.
like that, yeah.
Put a number in. That's all it is.
We're going to randomly select one of you to win this prize pack, Gerber Gutsy tool, Okuma hat, and
Shine.
decal. Do
Am
not
I
forget,
going
though,
Look at this. Look at the camera.
smash the thumbs up button.
Bald spot?
I'm not
I'm not taking my hat off then.
I know. How many people have thumbs up the YouTube, Clint? I can't see it.
Stand by.
I'm like choking to death on air.
Clint's checking.
211.
211 people have hit the thumbs up. There's 335 of you watching.
YouTube?
220.
Yes. So if you guys are on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. Comment below what pound is the biggest steelhead you've ever caught. And then share it out there. Make sure you guys share it out to your family and friends. If you're on YouTube, text a couple buddies. Let them know about Addicted Fishing. Tell them to come subscribe. You guys have been helping us move those numbers faster than I could have ever imagined. So thank you so much for that. I think we're at like,
66,500.
yeah, like we're going to break.
Which is crazy because I think the Sportsman Show, I think we got like 1,000 subs off that like in a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you look at that?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. It's growing. It's growing.
Because when I looked at that, the Sportsman Show, it was like it just broke 65.
Yeah.
So that was
Probably that
Sportsman Show
hot
was a
guy
huge
handing
jump.
out all those flyers.
It's growing super
Charles?
fast. So
Did you say hot
that's
guy?
all because of you guys. All the time
Well,
you guys
he said hot guy. I knew it wasn't Clint. Come on, let's be
yeah,
honest.
all the support you guys
Nothing
offer
of a
us.
judge.
That's why the
Right,
channel is
right.
growing so much. So
watching for the reach around.
I got a new hashtag for Clint.
I see everyone saying they thumbs up and shared it.
Oh, love it. Man. Yep. 12, I'm seeing 15 pound, 19 pound. Let's see here.
Yeah, that guy says 19 pounds as a kid, and he's been chasing it ever since. That's crazy.
You know, though, the last 2 days I've had like people who've never like caught them before, and it's just been fun because it's like get them on a few fish. You know, nothing like what? They're all trophies. Okay, let's be honest. Because all you guys that hated us for basically like I haven't caught a steelhead in 2 years, and you guys are out catching them on Laffy Taffy. Like,
Oh, did you see that? Chris Calhoun says the Okuma X rods are on sale at Fishfield for $199. That is the same price they were at the Portland Sportsman Show.
well,
So that is a
Fisherman's
freaking. That's a steal.
they extended their sale all the way till like the 17th. Wait, yeah. I like literally heard that on the radio.
For the X rods?
No, like all their
All
show
the
pricing.
sportsman show.
Oh, but they were sold
till
out
17.
of the show.
Oh.
So hopefully they got more in.
Well, anyways,
That's super cool though.
yeah. But all those fish are trophies. But it's been nice because like guys catching like 6-pounder, like what? It's been pretty cool.
That's how I was today. I was just like happy to
Happy.
catch anything.
All right, you're thankful you're on the water.
Yeah. I just was stoked to be out there.
You know,
When
there was a few other boats floating with us and a bunch of bay. It was pretty busy today, even for that river.
it
It's
was
like,
same with me.
and it's just kind of like, you know what? Everyone's been so cooped up. It was a beautiful day. There was fish.
Dude,
to be
I
had.
got one. I got one in the first hole.
Oh, that
That's
just starts it off.
Yeah, it was epic.
And it wasn't a bingo fish. God, I hate that. You know what the bingo fish is?
No, what's
Oh,
that?
you
That's
drop
a
in.
bingo.
You drop in. You go bingo. You get one, and you think you're gonna have an amazing day. You don't
Well,
touch
rest
another
of
one the
the
rest of the day.
No, we
I
definitely.
hate that. Oh.
We definitely touched quite a few other ones, so it was worth it. It was definitely worth not going to work today and
Oh,
going
of course.
fishing.
I think a lot of people said that today. There was a lot of people not working.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
If I could, I'd not work the next 2 days too.
Did you see what they said this weekend?
Yeah, I see a lot of you guys. Yeah,
A lot.
I see a lot of you guys. Thanks for buying the Addicted Landing Nets. I think they're almost sold out again, right, Clint?
Let me look.
Not
I don't
the
think so.
size of the wand. It's the
Yeah,
magic.
there are. There's not that many because I had him pull 6.
I know.
and
I
we
pulled
only had-
6 and I put them in. Let me look.
We only had like 13 left.
We had 15 left.
Oh, Eddie Moody. Oh, yeah, Bill Revis. Bill Revis is a savage
So
plunker.
God, you're
He
so
makes some
right.
pretty
You're supposed to
damn
just say
good
yeah.
bait, too, for plunking.
That we have some in. I'm just supposed to
You
say
already
yes.
are just too idiotic, so just.
Yeah, Randy, you did win the no work challenge. I'm sorry. By the way, your beads have been savage. Those.
Which ones?
Four
He
left.
sent me some like crazy.
That's
like,
not almost sold out.
colored ones.
I thought you
4?
said it's sold out, and I said no. We still have some. Sorry.
Why don't you listen, Clint? We've had this discussion before.
Clint's gonna get yelled at so many times because we're all just tired and grumpy tonight. We've all
I'm
fished
not
all
grumpy.
day.
I'm freaking great mood. I'm in a great mood when I'm yelling at Clint. That makes me happy. Doesn't that make everybody
That
happy?
subsides the bad mood.
Yeah. Just take it out on Clint.
Let's call him the pinata.
I was actually in a super good mood until Clint started saying really dumb things, and then it put me
Which is
off.
anything, which is basically talking to Clint. If you talk to Clint, he's saying really dumb things. Oh, God. Get the camera off you. No one wants to see
No,
that.
you guys are done.
Nobody wants to
about
see
to
that.
end. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Closes the laptop.
Nobody wants to see that. Let's cut to a commercial.
So anyway, we have 4 Addicted Landing Nets left. I know a bunch of you guys came to the show and got them, so if you want to get them, they're going to sell out again probably this week. So 4 left on the website right now if you guys want to take
174
advantage
ounces.
and grab them.
10 pounds, 14 ounces. Not bad. Yes, yes, yes. Chris Peabody. Ugly. We agree. We have to look at him.
Yes, Low Hole Clint. How many of you guys got your Low Hole Clint shirt up?
Joe Hills.
The new hashtag's in order.
Look at all the pineapples.
It's all watch hooking more steelhead in one day than all year. So good. Yeah, I feel like there's a few guys with that feather in their cap these last couple days, which is great. We're all just reading these great
Here we
comments.
go.
No.
Thank you.
Ban.
Yeah, Jake.
Ban Jake Robbins right now. Ban him. Thank you. He's gone. Just kidding. But if he says it again, he's gone.
Oh, look at this one.
Oh, now he's really, that guy's really gone.
Look at this
I'm
one.
banning his ass right now.
How many of those did we end up selling? Do you know?
Hundreds.
We sold like 3.
Hundreds.
How many did we
Hundreds.
sell? We gotta
Hundreds.
bring those shirts in to give those ugly things away.
So glad I spent money on those shirts.
Yeah, that was a miss.
I have a couple.
That was a miss.
Let us know if you want to return them and work something out.
If you get caught in public with that shirt, let us know. We'll get you a better one. We're sorry. It was a terrible idea to begin with. We don't know what we were thinking.
No, it's
Don't say
the
that. I have a couple other.
the
already
movement
sold.
is still intact.
Oh,
When's Springer
It's
season?
behind it.
Didn't they announce it?
it's
Can you
now.
talk
I
about
think
that? March 1st it closes below the
Yeah.
Lewis, and then everything above till
So, like, I
April
read
15th,
something-
right?
April
and then
10th,
it'll probably
April
close
10th.
April 10th.
But that's only like the preliminary, like I think a recommendation, and then Compact has to do their discussion and approve it, and that approval process has not happened, and I think it is going to happen on February 19th, next Wednesday.
So it's closing March 1st.
But
Well,
the
below
little
the
bit,
Lewis, yeah.
the little bit of opportunity that we do get, I know for a fact Clint will be out there, so we'll make sure we get you guys some pictures of his boat. We want to see some great low holing videos.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Within safe
I can promise
safety, but the closer the better.
you, just dropped in, just right
I'm
on.
gonna drop in. It's
on.
gonna
I'm
be
telling
savage.
you right now, if my
Oh.
kids aren't in the boat, do not do that. It's
I'm
gonna be
coming
totally
in.
different than last year when my kids were in the
You
boat.
sold the shirts, dude, and
Yeah.
you are the one that approved the stickers. You
Yeah.
joined in on
We
part
I
saw
didn't
how
even
well that
approve the
worked.
stickers. I didn't even-
Good thing our budgets to keep our websites and everything going isn't based on his stuff.
Oh, I hate you all.
Oh boy.
Kristen, we did have some ladies apparel at the show, and we will have some new ladies apparel that launches in this spring line that we're coming out with. So be on the lookout for that. We'll make sure we do some more stuff for the ladies. Probably a couple kids shirts as well in this next round of stuff that we do.
They need to give us some ideas of what they want.
Oh, what about the giveaway? We didn't.
Yeah,
gotta
we
go
need to
back
pick a
to that.
winner.
Pick a winner.
Well, Eddie Moody
Clint,
as
you
well.
failed.
Yes, definitely have those photos on canvas. I still have to get Marlin one made because it sold twice.
Wow, you literally
Oh my
took my
God.
money and then sold it to
That
someone
is
else?
Dude, it's already being printed. Don't worry.
Wow.
He didn't even remember it.
So he doesn't have.
I literally bought that canvas print from him, gave him cash, then he sold it to someone else.
Now he
At the
doesn't
show. I wasn't gonna tell him no.
Okay,
I
here's
know
your
where you
winner.
live.
Unbelievable.
Here's your winner.
No, that's not the winner. The winner was to select the weight for Steelhead.
But yes, Eddie, we can do canvas
Here,
prints
no,
of any
sorry,
pictures.
Okay,
that
well
I
now we're gonna have to
post.
give that guy a prize too. So let me get something for him. It was the people that were commenting.
the weight of their Steelhead, and if they haven't caught one, they said no Steelhead. Do you ever pay attention?
Okay, well,
Oh, we need a better producer.
I'm just gonna.
Why can't we have like a professional producer and like commercial breaks and just like?
Oh, you want commercial
I
breaks?
don't know. Break from you. Like we need an earpiece so you can like talk to us. This needs to be like the news, man.
You want that in your ear?
You want KGW right here or whatever.
Okay, well, hang on.
Gosh.
Here we go. Winner.
Want a helicopter.
Ted Bolt. He's still trying to catch one, but guess what? You still won a prize pack. So thanks for
Ted
playing.
Bolt, send us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include what you won and your shipping address, and we'll get that shipped out to you. And the first winner that Clint picked as well, we're going to give a Dave's Tangle free trout pack to. So you send us an email as well, and we'll get that out to you, buddy.
Was that Kevin? Kevin something?
Yeah. Kevin Johnson or something.
Yep. Yeah. You guys have to email and include your shipping
Where's
addresses.
the first
and all that
prize
good stuff.
pack?
Right
It's
there.
like laying right there by the air. All right, we'll have another prize pack when we're done here,
Oh,
guys.
Gerber hat, huh? Gerby.
The unworn one.
Yeah, you tried to give away a worn one.
I saw people were commenting on your hat saying it was Gucci.
This is Gucci?
It looks
Really?
clean. It looks super clean. I like
I
it.
think it's just because like it's glary in the screen. Like look at it in the screen. It's like all white.
Okay, we're gonna give away a
Glittery.
fillet away mat and a mustad sticker at some point tonight
Yeah.
before we leave you guys. So stick around, and you may have a chance to win a fillet away mat.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys don't have fillet away mats in your boat or at your house, you're living under a rock. You need to buy one.
No reason why, but just that.
Yeah, exactly. There is no necessary.
I was like,
no reason necessary. Just go buy one, and then you'll find out why.
We all need to do a giveaway with fishing with the Addicted Crew. How do you give that away?
I don't know, but we're gonna organize some more meetups this year. We did one.
That's fun. The Sportsman Show was like one giant meetup.
Yeah, that was a blast. That was a blast. The Sportsman Show was insane. It was really cool. Did you guys talk about it at all?
No, we were
not
kind of
yet.
waiting for you a little bit.
What happened? I don't even remember. It's like a blur right now.
I don't know,
It
dude.
does seem blurry.
All I know is a lot of you guys came out, supported, bought apparel, bought stickers, took pictures, signed autographs. I mean, I swear it was like nonstop. People rolling through the booth.
Yeah, we can't thank you guys enough for coming by either to inquire about a trip or about some gear or just to say hi and high five and shake hands. It was a really neat experience. This year was definitely the biggest year we've ever had there.
You guys
And
came
the
out
presence
by
of you guys was really neat. So
It was
thank
awesome.
you so much.
You could not literally walk through that show without seeing Addicted apparel like
Everywhere.
everywhere. So that was freaking awesome. Let's try to do that again next year, guys. We'll do another little prize or giveaway for you guys to wear the apparel to the show because that was freaking really cool.
But you know what's also really cool, and I don't know if it's because we're putting more stuff on YouTube now, but the amount of people that came by the booth and just like shook our hands and said hi that weren't necessarily buying any gear or weren't wearing
Just
any
wanted to
gear,
say thanks for the
but
videos.
just wanted to say, dude, love you. I had a dad come in and was like, dude, he's like, I didn't even fish. I've never fished in my life. He's like, but here I'm at a Sportsman Show dragging my kids around because they found your videos on YouTube's and now they don't even want to play video games anymore. All they want to do is fish. All they do is watch your channel. Like, all they do. And it's like,
That's what it's about.
Perfect.
That's why,
ask for
dude.
anything
There
more.
was a lot of that, like,
Yeah.
and I'm sure some of you kids maybe watching right now. I have no idea, but there was a lot of you guys that came out, and it's freaking awesome. Keep fishing, all you little young men and women out there, because that's what we're doing this, and that's why we teach these videos and do all the things that we do to keep all you guys excited about this sport that we all love.
yeah.
Indeed.
No, it was incredible.
Hunter is the best salesman. Hunter was a master salesman at the show. He was killing
Did
it.
he even talk to you?
Very quietly.
Just kidding. No, Hunter's a killer.
Dude, he was.
Let's have everyone guess how
He
old
was
Hunter is.
slaying. He was slaying pretty good. That could be the last contest
I know.
giveaway.
No,
Hunter's got enough of that. I don't think he's that excited that people say that to him.
It's pretty incredible. Yep. Did you guys see the first confirmed springer on the Willamette at Selwood today? Yes. I saw that. It was the first
Do you
confirmed
think that
one.
was the first?
It was not the first one, no.
No, because I had heard other ones getting caught too already before
First
that.
public one.
Yeah, quite a few actually. I mean, not a lot. But
I would say enough.
I mean,
I
I had
would say
hooked,
enough
like,
to where it's kind of like, I'm
interesting.
surprised.
I mean,
that
I got
there's been as
12
many-
already at least.
Shut up. I am surprised that there's been that many springers caught for A, how much smelt's been in the water, and
That's true.
B, how turbid the water's been. Like, honestly, like, for the amount that we've been kind of hearing caught, it's not even, I mean, this is always the little Valentine's Day push, and just coincidentally, Friday's Valentine's Day. But it's like, really, you think about it, I'm like, there's been quite a few.
what amazing.
So maybe you can be like an optimist and be like, hey, maybe we're going to get a big run.
I'm going this weekend.
But we probably
this
aren't.
year I'm gonna be cut, plug, and smelt.
Because all those freaking
Everybody
sea lions and
using
seals
Harry
came for the
Anchovies.
smelt. They're going to
That
stay
one,
for the
I've
springers.
tried that. It doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't?
For you.
My dad caught a springer one time
can't
back
catch
when we
them
were
on
fishing
hand.
sturgeon in like February when it was open, reeling in a smelt off the bottom with a sturgeon leader. One just freaking boom, pie-eyed him on the way in.
Doesn't work though, Clint.
Doesn't work, but Clint knows everything. Whatever. The legend.
Go for it, Charles.
I'm gonna get
Charles.
Josh, just Jordan just looked at Marla like, why did I give you half my rice cream?
He's so right, too. He's so right. I'm so hungry, guys.
There's like jerky and pepperoni sticks and pop. And there's all
That
sorts
is
of great
awesome.
stuff back there.
You'd think we were like starving kids or something.
Man, I rode so far today. I fished hard. They went by really fast.
Yeah, I didn't get sick,
Did you
Not
get?
that far.
I didn't get sick either at the show.
but we had a cold and the flu like run
Yeah, with your
through my
homie in
family
front of the boat.
December or in
Yeah.
January.
I did too, and I still got
I
sick.
think
and
my
stuff.
immunity is still like super strong.
I was pound in Zycam.
And we were
My
we were
wife
eating
is-
those like gummy bears.
My wife's really bad. She's super sick.
Like cold or flu?
Like cold, but bad cold. Like freaking like. Oh yeah, like bad.
Sounds like the monster under the bed.
Yeah, she's not feeling too hot.
Ooh. Ooh.
Some of us got sick.
No, you didn't. You faked it.
What?
You just want attention.
You just want attention, dude.
Coddled. Look at me. You want to be coddled.
Just stay away from the sports show chili cheese fries.
Yeah, chili cheese fries?
Charles was like, "What the heck? I should have got some."
I see nobody eating
I
those.
can't
that on my
remember
to-do
who I was
list for
talking
next
to,
year.
but we were joking about how like at the sportsman show they should have like the
Coronavirus takes 5 to 8 days to show up. Rest in peace.
they were saying how they should have the
Not funny.
for all the fishing guides they should have the gas station food booth.
The
chicken on a
chicken
stick.
strip buffet.
Yeah, it's like that's what we're all used to eating anyways.
Yeah. Chicken strips,
Not the curly fries or not the
Crispitos,
chili fries.
JoJo's.
But how about those corn dogs, boys?
Corn dogs, yes.
I could
You guys had the sausage, corn, whatever.
duh.
I had a bite of Jordan's.
Okay, they do the.
Oh, an
corn dog,
accident.
but
Yeah.
they do, like, the sausage.
Isn't that
dog.
so good? I gotta learn how to make those. Maybe we can
I'm
do
gonna
garden
keep watching you guys because I want to witness Clint melt down and go postal.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
We're gonna have to start putting a
Oh,
metal
I can't
detector
wait for
in the
that
door.
thing, too.
I can't wait for that day
Oh
too.
boy.
A lot of hair pulling and slapping.
Oh, remember Saturday at the seminar, the people in the second row at the chili nachos? Yes. I do remember that. I'm like, they walked in and they were all like being quiet. I'm like, did you bring us any?
Randy Bales just had a good thing there. He said, "Talk about a little bit about handling your
Oh.
trophy steelhead and taking care of them and what you can do to
That's a good one.
to take care of those fish." Jordan, what do you do?
I just drag
You
them up on the
typically like to
rocks
just
and be
rip
like,
them up
oh,
onto the
the
sand
they're
and-
fine.
Bonker.
Once you realize they're wild, you just kick them back in.
Yeah.
I released that one just like you reach down and just pulled the freaking.
The trick is
Jig
just hit them one good time to the
Yeah.
head so they don't play
Yeah,
that
that's-
floppy
that picture's
stuff.
nice.
Trying to get the
Oh, I
hook
know.
out.
That's what I thought too.
Clint, you got some of those pictures?
I don't know. Let me get you a real producer.
Yeah, okay. Please do. Please do something. If that's the only thing you do today, make it that.
Oh,
We should
look
all
at
be
that
comedians.
Sink It series jig in that fish's face.
Nope. You staged
That's
it.
how you handle a wild.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that thing has got bonk eye. That better be a hatchery.
That is definitely a hatchery.
I'm like, that thing's dead.
That's definitely a hatchery.
And yes, you can tell.
There's a wild.
Oh, look at that. Ooh, grow me.
So I mean, ultimately, less the better. The cradle net
There's
is
some mustad hooks.
Oh.
the cradle
There you go,
net is
producer.
pretty next level on care for the fish,
Here you go.
in my opinion.
In the cradle net.
I watched a guy land a fish today in a normal hoop net, and the fish was just contorted and bent in half and sloshing around. It looked terrible.
You know,
I haven't been netting a lot of fish with the cradle or with the normal net in a long time. I don't even take a normal net anymore, even when I'm fishing
It's so
hatchery.
inconvenient. Like, I don't even like putting a fish in a normal net.
Mm-mm.
it is.
Or
but you
having
know
it
what?
near the
We've
boat.
landed-
I hate
we've
it.
landed enough fish now to where it's like, okay, if you haven't landed one in the cradle net, you could never say that landing them with a hoop net is better than a cradle net as far as the fish goes.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to say that if you had, because the reason why I think those fish get in those cradle nets, they're oriented straight, they're not curved, and I think when they're oriented straight, they don't have like the room around a hoop, like if it's not, so they're not
Yeah.
trying to spin themselves. And I swear, once they feel that net on their fins and you close it up, they just stop. They just like, oh well, we're cool. I'm just chilling here, reoxygenating, doing their thing.
It's pretty amazing what
And I
it
mean,
does.
it's not like, and like I said, you don't have to net every single one. And no, we're not saying using a cradle. I always have to stress this to death. Like, no, we're not saying using a cradle net is easier, because it is not easier than a hoop net.
No.
Like,
No.
by any stretch of the imagination. But I think it is better for the fish. I believe it's better for the fish.
I 100% do.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Plus,
amazing.
I break tons of gear off of these
But-
nets.
Exactly. But if you don't have a cradle net, what are some things that you can do to just take care of these fish when you're fighting them and stuff?
Wear waders.
Yeah, I was gonna say getting in the water with the fish is a
Get in
big
the water.
one.
If you
Having
can.
somebody there to help you. I mean, if you're landing a really trophy fish and you don't have a net and you are stuck on the bank or whatever, you're not going to really do much unless you're extremely skilled at handling and touching fish. You're not going to be able to do much to properly take care of that fish. So what I'm going to say is just make your interaction, the time of your interaction, much shorter. Get the best picture you can. One thing that I recommend a lot for people is if you do have somebody going to take a picture, instantly hit record and start filming a video. Turn the camera to whatever angle you need or whatever, and get that hold and that pose with that fish on video so that you can go back and screenshot it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go to pick it up, dude's finger's wet, he can't hit the camera, you're going to drop it, you're going to, wait, did you get it? Okay, grab it again. But if you do, it's one of the tricks that I use a lot or would recommend to people a lot, and especially if you're fighting it by yourself, there's nobody around, set your phone up on the bank while the fish is still on, hit record, grab that fish, show it to the camera. You can see yourself. I actually flip the camera around so it's facing me so I can actually see it. Film yourself with that fish, put it back, and get it out of there. And that's my biggest recommendation on a big fish if you're on the bank or by yourself, is just limit the time of that interaction.
Don't even go. I liked what Cam said out the gate, just by wearing wader. Like, if you're not going to get in the water with the fish, then what?
Yeah,
what do you?
You're not. Sometimes you're gonna have spots where you can't, and at that point in time, it's just kind of like, okay, what are you gonna do? Drag them up on the bedrock? Because most of the time you can't. It's because it's either bedrock or like giant boulders. So you're gonna have to remove that fish from the water anyways. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, you're trying to. I don't know. It's a tough go when you're by yourself. Like, let's just be honest. But
Just take the story, take the memory. You don't need the picture. The handling though is going to be at times, even if you there's situations where I would even just cut the line, like once you land.
I'm trying to get you guys to dumb it down more because I feel like I see it a lot, and there's a lot of people that don't know. Like you should not drag it in the sand. You should not touch the gills.
If you got a picture,
you should not.
If you have a picture and you're holding
right.
the fish 6 feet out of the water, and you're 6 feet up dry bank, you're not doing it right. Let's start there. Okay?
Yeah.
So keep the fish over the water when applicable. I understand that not everybody can, but I see a lot of these pictures of guys holding them up chest high, standing up, and they're over.
More what I see are pictures of the fish drug up the bank 10 feet laying in the sand. Oh. And I see that picture more than any picture. And guys take these pictures where their foot is sitting next to the steelhead, and they're trying to get a view of how big it is, and it's bro, you just drug that thing up onto the sand and you're just letting it sit in the sand. Sand's getting all over in its gills. You should never do that. Just try to keep. There's a reason why Washington State has the law of keeping them in the water, at least to an extent. You know what I mean? So that's something you can do huge. Keep your fingers away from the gills is a huge thing. I see a lot of pictures where people are kind of holding the gills, and it's just not good for them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else you always see online. I think holding them in the drift
boat.
Do not tell me how. When these dudes are holding these fish in their drift boat, we've handled enough fish to know one flop. It just happens. It just happens. There's just no getting
That's
away
why I
from
said
it.
don't be over land.
Yeah.
I understand if you're wearing blue jeans and a shirt and your tennis shoes, you're probably not really in the best position to get the best picture. But if you are in waders and you are, like I said, you have a fish 6 foot high, at your chest, and you're 6 foot up the bank, away from the water, that's not the place you want to be, just in case that happens. And like you said, we're all fishermen. It happens.
And at the end of the day, I know a lot of guys are well, what the hell, these fish, we have to take care of them. It's our responsibility as anglers if we want to continue to catch and release wild steelhead. We need to take care of them.
And let's be honest too. Look at the the mortality rates for these broodstock programs. I mean, these guys are catching fish, they're landing them, they're getting a picture, they're transferring them, they're putting them in the box, running them down river, taking them out of the box, transferring them to another thing. And these fish, they get dumped in a tank, and then they survive for another 2-3 months while they're being held, and they very rarely die. So I do think there is a little bit of there is some resiliency to these fish, and it's been proven. I think even higher than the standards that they kind of give us when it comes to mortality rates and to handle these fish. I think we do better than that. I really do, and because let's be honest, we don't find. How many wild steelhead have you found chromed out just laying on the bank?
Not very
How many have you found? How many have you found?
Not very
I mean,
many.
right?
Only a few.
You don't see it a lot. Like I can't even remember the last time. You're talking rivers that hundreds, sometimes of steelhead are being sport handled today. That doesn't still though give you an excuse to mishandle them or to not do everything in your power to handle them correctly. Make sense?
True that.
Word. Yo.
That's probably the most important thing of all this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Always find it funny talking about fish care and handling after ramming a hook in their face and tugging them out of the water. That's true.
Who says that?
Branded H. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we do that because it's what we do. But at the same time, if we could avoid doing other damage, then we probably should. Fair enough.
I'll take a hook in the lips all the time, but if anybody's gonna hold my air for 5 minutes, that's a different story.
Yeah, think about it.
Ben just threw down like the gauntlet. He's like, you hook my lip, that's one thing. You hold me out of air for 5 minutes, that's another.
Yeah, Captain Quinn said it best. Imagine going on your biggest endurance race of your life. You sprinted all the way through, across the finish line, and then somebody stuck your head underwater.
Yep.
Then it's that simple. How long would you really think you would last? You know, as you were already gasping for air and were tired and your blood's flowing through, no oxygen in your blood.
Yep.
And then you keep them out of water. That's the beauty of the cradle net. Again, even with a hoop net, you tend to take the fish out of the water more because there's so much grab by the current or whatever it might be.
To keep them from flopping.
Yeah.
That's, it's everybody's tendency to want to get less water than that.
But Jesse, I don't know what to say by prove it. Like, prove what? I go, we know what the mortality rates are being held in these broodstock programs from guys freaking handling them. I don't understand what prove it means, but yeah. And like I said, I'm kind of like saying, I think the fish are a little more resilient than what the state even thinks when they apply our mortality rate too, because we just don't see them dead. Like, we just don't. And like I said, you have some of these rivers. I bet there were some rivers that got, that had hundreds of steelhead handled on them today. Really, I mean, with how many people were out today everywhere in Washington and Oregon, I mean, yeah. Let's be real about it. Anyways.
Yep.
Let's see here.
We're reading a bunch of your guys' comments.
Yeah, we're just reading. It's a good conversation tonight, guys. We appreciate it. Should we brand the fish like cowboys? Yes, of course, naturally. I just usually like cut off their fins.
Take a paper punch.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with proper fish handling, and everyone should go fishing. It's just funny with the line. Yeah, we're going to draw the line. I do want to hook them and reel them in and see these beautiful specimens.
Yeah, because we want to reel them in and catch them. We don't want to kill them. That's where the line gets drawn.
I want to put them back so my client can catch them the next.
Yeah,
I want them so that they'll go make more babies, so that my kids and everybody else's kids can go.
Lou, are you really across the? Are you really across the ocean, bud?
Believe that.
I believe it, but I know Boo. Yeah.
Me so tired.
No, Tom, do not do that. If you did that, that would just be stupid. Don't even post that. Why is the steelhead run so much better here in the last 5 years? I don't know if it's better yet or not. Would you? I mean, we're catching fish, right? I was thinking
Last
about
year
this
wasn't
today.
better. Last year sucked.
But I also think you get these fish, right? You got high water event, 2.5 weeks, where 98% of the people stay home. Fish still move in. Water draws down. None of those fish are naive. They've not been fished on. They haven't been hooked. The conditions have been pretty good for not having to be super stealthy. The conditions, I'd say, right now are probably as close to ideal as most anglers would like them. And I think it's just kind of where they haven't been handled and touched, and you know what I mean? It's kind of like you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it could have something to do with that. So it's going to be interesting to see where it ends up.
Not necessarily bigger numbers, exactly. Like, on my home river, my favorite river, it's fished okay, but there's still there's less hatchery fish this year than there was last year.
Right, because the hatchery numbers are terrible.
Yeah, our Columbia River fisheries, anything that drains into the Columbia, in my opinion, right now, I don't know if it's from predation from birds or what it is, but the smolts did not make it. And it seems like it's only Columbia River tributaries, because any coastal river where they didn't have to go 180 miles to get to the ocean or past all the islands in the Columbia where all these birds nest, they're doing okay. They're doing fine. I mean, people are packing fish out every day, but we're talking some of these areas where, like, on some of my home rivers, they're not even going to be allowed to recycle fish after next week, and I think they've gotten 100. Like they haven't recycled a single fish because they can't risk not getting their escapement.
And see, as anglers, like Chris is like, there's a ton more fish, and it's like that's what we're seeing, but you might have to think of it this way, like we've had 3 weeks of fishing in the last 2 days. Yeah, 3 weeks of fish moving in for the last 2 days. Like I said, it'd be real interesting because those hatchery numbers are just, and yeah, they don't perform as well. Whatever.
I mean, I will
if they're
say,
brood
like,
stock, they do,
these...
but if they're segregated stocks, they don't, and that's kind of what we're really talking about. Some of those early returners, but really, it's like those numbers were freaking terrible.
Yeah,
it's kind of.
It did seem like when we had better water conditions to start out the season that it definitely started out
a little better
than what it did in last year, at least. But
fair enough. Yeah.
But I think you're right. Like, we just haven't had a lot of even time to hit the water, like on a consistent basis. Like, you guys would have been fishing way more than what you you have been.
Oh yeah. I've been at it probably since January.
When I talked to Popoff, he said this in all the years he's been guiding, this has literally never happened to him. Where he's had to push that many trips back, like all the way into April. He said it's never happened to him.
Yeah, there's been places you can go still bank fish and scratch on them, but not that anybody would take a guided trip on or guide on. So yeah, I mean, shoot, we had to dump them all way back in April.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
should we pick this last? Get a question going.
Tis that time again. What was
your
magical question you had?
I didn't have one.
Yeah, we had one for the last.
Oh yeah, you said something like that. I can't remember.
Sorry guys.
I had the big steelhead.
We're falling asleep.
What was it? I can't remember now.
Did you already talk Hatchery Wild?
No, but
Do you
other
have any
than
Hatchery Wild updates?
No.
You have nothing.
Well,
How was the Portland Sportsman Show? How was the meeting with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife chick?
We did get invited to the private meeting with the new director of U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and in talking to her and then going to the public meeting afterwards was really cool because basically she had like 3 things she kind of rolled up. First off, like the agenda pushing frivolous lawsuits that are going against like some of the science that they have. And it's just like some fringe. I mean, she absolutely said that crap's got to stop. And when it pertains to bears, wolves, and fish. So that was really cool. In a private conversation that I had with her afterwards, was kind of talking about maybe like releasing some of these constraints to do more of like a conservative hatchery program thing versus, necessarily a brood stocking for harvest, but a brood stocking to actually get some wild numbers up. To actually do something, to have the states do something, and she handed me her card on that one, and then which was really cool because I'm gonna definitely follow up with her. And then the third thing was she has no love for the cormorants. She says billions of dollars are going into our programs, whether it's hydropower, state funding, a whole bunch of this other stuff, and it was pretty cool to listen to her be like, you know what, like we're just letting that go to waste.
What do you mean, Brandon Worth?
No.
Yeah, that's lame.
Yeah, so she was definitely not a fan of the avian predation. So it's pretty good.
That's good. That's good to hear. It's
But
good. It's cool to see that she would literally fly out to the Portland show and take the time to even come out there and do that. It's really, really,
right.
really
And
cool.
I guess she walked the show, and so like and unfortunately, it's kind of like, okay, that's what they say in the room, with the sport. Yeah, Ben's rolling his eye. I get it, like, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, yeah, it always kind of feels like it is, doesn't it? Smoke and mirrors and lip service.
My lifetime.
But, you know what, we can hope, right? Just do what we can. Yes, sir. Let's see here. But yeah, so other than that.
Good to meet you, William.
Yeah, we have. Gosh, it's just so soon. I don't want to bring it up again because I don't want to get people all spun up about some of the things
That was good.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
just
what
didn't
I
know
got.
if you had talked any Hatchery Wild
That's
stuff.
what I got. And then we had a Washington State Guides Committee meeting on Monday. And what we got coming in the fall is definitely a little bit dismal. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
Chinooks are looking okay, kind of like last year. Coho, not so much. Yeah, very definitely going to be interesting. So,
Yeah.
that's
We'll
all
find-
I got.
we'll
yeah,
find out
I was saying, we're going to
things.
find out. We'll find out numbers here pretty quick. It's bass fishing. Oh, just kidding.
Good thing the stalker trout are still doing good, right?
Oh, yeah, right. I went to the lake.
Yeah, right.
Fucking
Those even
bite.
suck.
Couldn't even catch a stalker trout. Anyways.
All right, guys, we're gonna do one last little giveaway here. We got a fillet away fish mat and a mustad fishing decal.
That's what it is. Senkos, spinnerbaits, crankbaits. Kitex.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun. Crankbaits would be pretty easy.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. That would be a cool addicted life. That would be fun. We bring only bass gear and bass rods.
I'd get one on pink Senko for sure.
Pink Senko, bubblegum, wacky rig. That'd be easy.
That would be sweet.
Hashtag fire Clint.
What?
I agree. I agree for sure.
I'm gonna end
I
it
mean,
before
let's
I-
be honest. A twitching jig and a coho, right? Okay. Anyways, what's the question?
I don't know. I'm reading all these guys.
I know. Read all these guys. Lots of comments. Yeah, KVD stuff. No kidding. If he wasn't fishing the tour, he'd be out here trying to get a steelhead with a jerkbait, chatterbait. I can't remember. I can't remember what else. Would you?
He said, "What would you do if you accidentally foul hooked a steelhead?
That's
I mean,
crazy.
Just let it go."
Well, I mean, let it go.
How often does that really happen now? I don't think I've ever followed one.
It happens like in mid-fight. They'll come unhooked or something, and you'll get them
On double
wrapped up in
setups
it,
a
you'll
lot,
get 'em
yeah.
caught
Double
somehow,
setups,
Double
yeah.
setups.
Yeah.
Normally, you're never gonna land it anyway because you're pulling from the ass end, so you just grab the reel. and
That's
pick it up.
called flossing.
Calvin, I don't know if you saw the tutorial that Cam just put out, but look at that tutorial that he just put out, dude. It's all about plunking in tributaries.
Yeah, he says rules are so strict. Yeah, they have some like gear has to be moving rules and stuff. Like when salmon's around in Oregon, like you can't basically because those guys will just like put a weight on the bottom with a floating corky and then they feel a bump. And so there are some restrictions.
Yes, Dustin, I was actually just talking to Oliver a couple days ago. We are planning something to get him back up here.
What about that fish fry guy?
Fray?
Or fish fry, sorry.
Fish fry guy. Clint, you're so stupid.
Oh, that was too far. That was too far.
You can't even throw a bead. You can't even throw a piece of paper.
God.
I can throw.
Oh my god! Jesus! You almost hit my laptop!
Yeah, take that. Shut the hell up.
That would have been expensive.
I would have laughed. I would have traded you a pack of mustache jig heads and I don't know, a hook.
Charizard card.
Charizard card. That's random. This spool of yarnies.
Alright. It's a question. Let's go home. I'm dying.
Jordan's dead.
Yeah, let's go. Question. Stop reading the questions.
I'll just randomly pick a comment.
He's like, you win.
Enough of this question
Yeah,
stuff.
you win. Oh boy.
Okay. The question's gonna be exactly what Jordan said. I think we should just see. Or what Clint said. We should just see who's gonna be coming to these bashes.
Yeah.
Who's planning on coming. So what we're gonna do
Southern
is
Oregon bass.
comment below whether or not you're gonna come to one of our next bashes. We have one on February 20th at Vancouver Sportsman's, February 27th at Roseburg Sportsman's Warehouse. So comment yes or no whether or not you're gonna be coming to the bash. We're gonna randomly select from those comments to win a fillet away fish mat and a mustad decal. And my voice is still not back from the show.
Mine's getting worse.
I talked
every
so
day.
much to you guys at the show that
Mine's good now, but it was
it's gone.
for a couple days.
Mine
it was
throughout
like-
the last couple of days has just been gradually getting worse just because I've been guiding all day. Talk.
Yeah, so let us know if you're coming to the Roseburg or the Vancouver Bash. We're going to randomly select from those comments. Hopefully a bunch of you guys are going to be coming. These are the last 2 bashes to enter the boat giveaway. So after February 27th, that is the last bash to enter the boat giveaway. Then we're going to randomly select.
Do one in the Midwest.
From
if
those.
you want to sponsor our plane tickets and maybe 2 days of fishing, we'll do it. Let's go.
Wait, what?
In the Midwest. We'll do one in the Midwest. And then we'll go there and we'll show up. And then we'll talk about a whole bunch of stuff that may or may not apply to your rivers. We don't know yet. Yes, calling in sick for the 20th bash. Thank you, Ed. Perfect. Hopefully your boss is not watching.
I've seen a couple people say they're going to both. That's savage. That's freaking awesome. Jeff Johnson, Northern California, dude. You can drive on up to Roseburg.
Yeah. No, I'm in Michigan. Oh, no, it's
Jeremy
Todd. Come on.
Breeze, yes, we will be doing a Southern Oregon Addicted Life episode. Probably a couple of them when we're down there. That is the plan. We're going to fish some of those rivers in Southern Oregon and do some cool stuff.
Damage. We hope. Okay.
Yeah.
Clint? Thank you, Renate.
It's a long flight from Nam.
Come on, Boo. We're really quiet tonight. Like, you can just tell that we're just out of gas.
The one dude said, Jordan, quit whining.
No, I said yawning.
Oh, I thought it said whining.
No, I've said whining. Oh, I mean, what?
Exactly. Leave it to me.
Oh, yeah, Steve, what did the iFish thread talk about? Love to freaking see that thing.
Wait, what?
Steve said there's an iFish thread about Addicted.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Is it? Is it
Yeah,
cool?
I just read it.
Is it neat?
Fun.
Sure. No, it's good. It's all positive.
No way.
I couldn't
No,
believe it.
wow, on anonymous iFish, that's crazy.
Are you lying or are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious. I just went through. Someone posted that earlier, so I went on there and I just looked. I'll show you guys when we're done.
Okay, let's be done.
Let's be done.
These
Okay,
poor people.
okay, Clint. You want to pick the winner here? Who do we got? Who's
Am I
gonna
gonna
win?
get yelled at?
Who's gonna win a fillet away mat? Who do we got? Sean Pettis, first time basher in Vancouver. You won yourself a fillet away mat. Please shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing and we will get this thing shipped out to you. Make sure you include your address and what you won, and then we'll get it out. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
You guys go out there and get some fishing in. After
Before the rivers
work,
blow out
before
again.
work,
Yeah, before this
before-
weekend.
yeah, we wish you all the best.
I feel
and,
bad for your
and
weekend,
hope you
guys.
have a little fishy encounter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, everyone. Thanks again for tuning in. Robert, we got one more super chat before we bail out of here.
No, I know
Robert,
some guys are
you're-
doing it a little south of you. If you want to give
Right.
me a message, Robert, I can get you lined up with them.
Yeah, Robert, shoot us a message and
Yeah.
we'll get you hooked up with someone out there that can get you out on a guided trip,
A
buddy.
little south of you, but you're all right.
Thanks so much, everyone.
All right.
Later,
We'll see you
guys.
guys next week.